talkSPORT Sports Update with NordVPN. Avoid scams, phishing and malware with our most advanced VPN. Now with built-in next-gen antivirus.
1 minute past one. Good afternoon. Here are your sports headlines. So the heir apparent to Ollie Watkins and perhaps even Harry Kane has been crowned by Gabby Agbonlahor. 17-year-old 6'4" sensation Brian Maggio. He was a nightmare for PSG in last night's Super Cup, and after one performance, Gabby's put him above Tammy Abraham in the Villa pecking order.
I must say I'll start ahead of him, but in a season where you've got 4 competitions, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League, he will get enough game time, and if he plays anywhere near he did last night, he will definitely play a lot of minutes under this manager.
Now, are Chelsea set to lose another Enzo to Manchester City? A strict 5 p.m. deadline for tomorrow and a £120 million price tag is in place if Fernandes is to make the move. And our senior transfer correspondent, Ben Jacobs, says Chelsea will stick to that because right now they don't really like City.
And then if you think of Enzo Fernandez, he was suspended for 2 games mid-season for flirting via the media with a move to Madrid. And now City is his most concrete and I think only option as it stands.
Where it's our understanding Man City have rejected Barcelona's latest bid of £55 million for Rodri. They've also signed Jeremy Doku to a new 5-year contract, and Joe Gelhardt is having his medical to join Hull City permanently. It's a 4-year deal for £4.5 million. Elsewhere, Gianni Infantino's future as FIFA president should be decided by an election in March. That's according to Patrice Motsepe, the president of Africa's CAF. He insists that if opponents want to take out Infantino, they must follow procedure and go through the ballot box.
talkSPORT News.
Nurses are collapsing in hospitals as the UK prepares for possibly the hottest day of the year so far, and the number of T-level pupils hits a record high. Amelia's got that and more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Heatwave outside, oven inside. Stay cool this summer with a free aircon check. Book online or visit your local QuickFit today.
In some areas, it could reach 38 degrees in parts of the UK. It's dry, it's hot and sunny for most. A few areas of cloud for parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT. Where this afternoon, please tell us, Charlie, what's coming.
This is this morning on these scripts.
I know, it's an old
script, isn't it? Anyway, coming up over the next 3 hours, Stan Collymore gives us a Villa fan and fellow strikers appreciation of Super Cup sensation Brian Maggio.
Yeah.
Brian, Paul. Who's the best Brian? I'd like to do that. 8:10:89. Middlesbrough frontman Tommy Conway also joins us ahead of the Championship kickoff. And Steve Harmison weighs in on Joe Root's binning of the curfew and the Toons pre-season form. Are we allowed to say bin today? I don't think we're allowed to say bin, are we, Paul?
Oh, no, yeah, sorry about that. Take that back. Charlie also wants your best Brians, you've just heard.
You said that.
Also, you can't say anything to Charlie, I've now discovered, because Will was giving us the weather and he said, it's clammy.
Oh, it's clammy weather.
And I said, clammy McElroy. And then you said, come on, let's have your heatwave football.
Heatwave football.
And I thought, well, let's not.
Yeah, but you started with clammy McElroy. It's superb. No one's going to do better than that.
Plus, What a Hill to Die On, featuring Alvaro Arbeloa. And you couldn't find it for love nor money. I learned something about China today from the world of snooker.
Oh, lovely.
I'll reveal all in a moment.
Okay.
And ChatGPT is back to predict the weekend's big games.
There we are. There's all this. Plus, we'll salute Wakefield Trinity's fantastic Super League season so far.
Yeah.
Tim Vickery as the latest latest from South America, and another waste of half an hour kids game. The birthday spread, Paul. A lot of people been messaging me about the spread this week.
Yeah, good.
Saying I was particularly good last week.
You did play
And,
well.
I did win.
Sorry.
Do you not want that, no? Brian Blessed, best Brian, apparently, according to Simon from Lincoln. There.
Okay, I can see it getting a bit wearing,
Yeah,
but that's
very
what,
boring.
It's what Charlie
Brian
wants to do. I've got it. Good old Brian Waring. It is 6 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Afternoon, Paul.
Did you know this?
Oh, go on.
So this was.
Did you know?
This was in the Sun today. David Gilbert, who's playing snooker in China at the moment. It's going rather well.
Okay.
And he's going to be out in China for a while.
Okay.
And it's very hot. It's very humid.
Oh, is it?
And one thing he didn't do when he went to China was pack enough antiperspirant.
Oh, he stinks.
The Angry Farmer, is that his nickname? I didn't know. It sounds like a pub.
Sounds like some cheese. Yeah. Award-winning cheese, the Angry Farmer.
I only packed a couple of cans of deodorant. I'm not usually at the comps very long. It's been very hot and humid. I went for a walk to the mall and couldn't find any deodorant. So if anybody else out there has some, could you bring me a couple of extra cans? So I thought, do you have deodorant in China, David? So I looked it up. I had no idea. This is what AI says.
Yeah, okay.
Apologies if it's wrong, our Chinese listeners. Deodorant is very difficult to find in regular Chinese grocery stores.
Oh, okay.
Because a common genetic variation makes body odor rare amongst East Asian populations.
Oh.
However, you can buy roll-ons and sprays like Nivea or Adidas at personal care shops like Watson's, etc. So who knew that?
Who knew? You've
knew
learned
that
something there, Paul. Is that true, though?
We sent the moose.
Do you know a Chinese person, and do they stink? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm not asking that. I'm just putting it out there as a fact.
Okay.
And it was a fact I had no idea about. There is a
Couple of cans. How much is he going through in a tournament?
I don't know.
Constantly spraying. It stinks of Lynx Africa.
He must do. Well, if he can find it. Yeah.
It's like a teenage boy's bedroom his side at the Crucible.
Sure it is.
Unbelievable. Okay, very good.
You had an idea earlier on. I mean, we saw them playing in China, but to be honest, it just looks like any room where they play snooker. And could be at the Crucible, could be.
I said to you, they're wasting money travelling around the world doing this.
Just play it anywhere.
Have it anywhere.
Well,
Put up a
shed
sign,
in Milton Keynes.
China.
Yeah, just put the branding up.
It's a good idea, Paul.
Little thought for Eddie there.
Clammy
and
Abraham.
Barry.
Clammy Abraham from Lloyd Norwich.
They don't have to be
nice.
all clammies.
Humid sun.
Oh, that's very good.
Very
That's
good.
very good, yeah.
Sonny Vanden Beach.
Okay, yeah. Not
Muggy, is it? Very nice.
That's very good.
Very, very good.
That's good.
Robin Van Perspiration. Nearly,
Okay, yeah.
Nearly.
Especially if you're in China.
There we are. Virgil Van Drought.
That doesn't work.
Doesn't work at all, Duncan.
Doesn't work, Duncan.
Somerset. Dan Sunburn. Not really.
Yeah.
I think we've done that already.
Really, yeah. I
We've
think
done
we
that
have.
already, to be
I
honest.
think we've exhausted it.
Hey, Paul, both our sons are into garage and drum and bass
Well, they're
music.
Yeah, but my son's off to some sort of drum and bass extravaganza, and your son is as well.
He's at a place called Boomtown, which is a big, it's a 4-day festival.
He's not at that one. There must be a lot of them.
Oh, right. There must be.
Yeah.
But we thought we might have an hour of drum and bass and jungle today.
Okay.
Not like through.
Not a full
Just
hour.
in and out of breaks.
Oh, okay.
Like if maybe you could choose your favourite one, I'll choose my favourite one.
Okay.
And then if the listeners want to send us in what they'd like to hear played.
Let's have your jungle favourites this afternoon. Your favourites in the world of jungle.
Come on.
And drum and bass, and we'll do our best to play them in the first hour. I didn't think I'd ever say that on talk.
There we are. Brian Maggio, though, Paul, the future of England, of England's strikers. We're going to
surely one of the papers up in Birmingham have gone with "Arise Your Maggio, Steve."
Yeah.
They would have done that, wouldn't they? You could just see it.
17, 6'4".
We've all slightly lost our minds. I mean, it was a good performance. But anyway, we thought we'd get a Villa fan and a strikers appreciation.
Yeah, of course.
From someone who's been there and done it for Villa. Stan Collymore is going to join us a little bit later on. I mean, I'm looking at Stan's tweets. I know he was impressed. So it'll be interesting to get his take on what he saw a little bit later on.
Yeah, Villa fans, if he has a really good season, Villa fans would look forward to selling him for 60 million next summer.
Yeah. Oh, meow. What a hill to die on, I said earlier on. This was Alvaro Arbeloa, and they played Malaga in the Costa del Sol Cup, the magic of the Costa del Sol Cup. And it was 2-1 to Fulham with about a minute left.
Oh, yeah.
And the ref gave a pen. which Arbeloa wasn't happy with. So it went to 2-2, and in the contract, because there was a cry in the Chelsea game the other day, and all the players were going off the pitch, and one of the coaches could be heard to shout, penalties, it's in the contract.
It's in the contract.
We have to have a penalty shootout at the end, which you're quite a big fan of.
I think it's a good idea. I've always said at the end.
It's a nice way to keep the crowd there.
Pre-season friendlies, there should be it's a good way to practice them, you know.
Well, Arbeloa was so incensed by the equaliser and the penalty that he refused to go to pens.
Walked off.
Taking
it a bit seriously.
Well,
pre-season friendly.
Apparently he got sent off, and the Malaga players just stayed out there and took a penalty at an empty net.
As you could, the old Diana Ross.
Yeah, that's right, and claimed the coveted Costa del Sol trophy.
Oh, wow, what does it
look
like, the Costa del Sol trophy?
When you look back, maybe you got involved or someone you know, I don't know what it looks. I didn't have a look at it. I imagine it's
silver deck chair.
Probably bought it from the Malaga branch of Timpson's about an hour before kick-off, I would imagine. Might be one who's got a darts.
They only had snooker.
Yeah, that's all they had. So we just he's not playing darts. So where were we? Yeah, what a hill to die on. Maybe there might be a time in your life and you think, wow, what a hill to die on.
Yeah, lovely.
If you want to share those, I wonder how Alvaro feels when he kind of got back on the plane or the coach thinking, yeah, I'm not sure I should have maybe gone there.
I've overreacted a bit there.
Now he's calmed down a bit.
Goes back in and apologises.
Do let us know. Talksport.com, text 1889, tweet TSH and J, 0371722.
B.O. Ferdinand. We're not doing smelly footballers.
No. Clammy McElroy was the launch pad, wasn't it? Sorry, Sammy, if you're listening. I mean, it's just, I keep saying it. It's just the first thing that came to mind. We'll be doing all of that. We've got a birthday spread for you a little bit later on. Andy and Jeff will be joining us for that. ChatGPT's back, Mr. Zeitgeist. We're looking at some of the big games in the Championship. Talking of which, Tommy Conway of Borough in Scotland will be joining us for a chat as well with the big kick-off just around the corner. Of course, TalkSport 2, your home of the Championship. We have a sea of fantastic games throughout the season for you. And we've got Borough for you, Borough Lincoln, and that's live on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. We've got Blades Birmingham on Saturday as well.
Borough looking good. I thought Borough looked good in the Carabao Cup. I fancy them for it, actually.
Young Will Lancashire, who's gone from Spurs to there, has scored a nice goal in the Carabao Cup and now are shaping up well after a good season last season. So we'll have a chat with Tommy a little bit later on. Steve Harmison on Joe Root deciding to get rid of the curfew that the players were under, saying, well, if you want to be an adult on the pitch, you've got to be an adult off the pitch as well. I'd say common sense. Another defeat for Newcastle last night in the pre-season friendlies, beaten by Everton. Matash Eisler saying, look, we're not there yet. We got work to do. So we'll get Harmy's thoughts on that. Tim Vickery with the very late from South America. And the statement yesterday, of course, I'm sure you and Max were talking about from Lionel Messi. Very sad, actually.
Yeah, very sad.
You do question whether he will continue for much longer. We'll be chatting to Tim about that. Very angry Memphis Depay with his team in Brazil. And, of course, the guy who fell down the moat. The footage you probably saw
that was
the
great.
Brazilian player who disappeared down the photographer.
Popped back up like it had never happened. 250 quid richer from You've Been Framed.
It's like one of those you say, yeah, I meant to do that. I knew it was there. I meant to do. Yeah, Harry Hill's given him 250 quid. So that's all to come, amongst other things. We'd love to hear from you. Talksport.com, text 1889, tweet TSH and J, 03717223344. We kick off with Stan Collymore on Brian Madger. We're here with Tool Station, First Stop Tool Station.
talkSPORT reporter Max Scott has sent the callers crazy. He has done his top 10 clubs in Britain. Have a listen if you missed it. The highlights of it are there is no Chelsea and Tottenham in the top 10. Celtic are above Arsenal. Forest are 5th above Villa in 6th. No Rangers. So let's head to the phone lines now and get your thoughts on 03717 223344 Clive is a Chelsea fan, and before we say it in Clive, Chelsea is a big club for me, a big, big club. Morning, Clive.
Morning, Clive.
Morning. This guy's an idiot. I mean, he's going back saying about Brian Clough and Forest. Yeah, that's what they won then. But if you go back, he's saying, I mean, I'm a Chelsea supporter and they're a big club. But saying Man City weren't big before now is ridiculous. You remember Man City in the 60s, Franny Lee, Mike Summerby, they were a big
Colin
club.
Bell.
Always a big club.
Colin Bell, yeah.
What a player. What a player. You know what I'm saying? He's picking a little bit of history. You can't say Forest are in the top 10 clubs.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, when I think of Clive, when I think of big clubs, I think of support, travelling support.
Yeah.
You know, being up there with great players and challenging Europe. Maybe not necessarily winning it, but you know, they're big clubs to me.
That's right. Yeah, big clubs. Man City's always been a big club. Chelsea's always been a big club.
With an in-swinging ball, up goes Maggio!
There you go.
The 17-year-old has scored!
There you go.
Can you believe it? What a moment on his Aston Villa debut! Remember the name, Brian Maggio!
Yes, certainly the name on everyone's lips today after his performance for Villa in that 2-1 defeat in the Super Cup to PSG. Was that we would get a strikers and Villa fans appreciation in the shape of Stan Collymore. Hello, Stan.
Hello, Stan.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Charlie. Quickly, drum and bass song for you. General Levy and M-Beat. Incredible. Proper 90s banger.
We will play that one later.
Nice.
Please do. Legendary drum and bass.
Yeah. It's on the list.
I told you it would go, Paul. People like it.
I mean, look, you don't want to get too carried away, Stan, because he's just a young lad. And it took him a few chances till he finally got that one in. But what did you make of the performance? I mean, there's probably been a bit of a buzz about him already at the club, has there?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a very good pre-season. There was a whole faff around him being registered. Actually signed him back in January for about 12 million euros. scouting department saw a big physical central number 9. Let's not forget, chaps, that there is a real dearth of number 9s across the planet. Never mind England looking beyond Harry Kane, for example. So Villa had issues about getting him in. They finally got him in through the Home Office. Born in England, born in Enfield, went out to Luxembourg, got 3 caps for Luxembourg, and then England under-17s said, we'd like you to play with us. And now he's in the England pathway. So I tweeted last night about he will be fast-tracked to the 21s and the senior squad, and I've no doubt he will. And the reason why that is needs must. We are looking for strikers. So if you've got a 17-year-old that can occupy the minds and the physicality of 2 of the world's best defenders, albeit in a Super Cup final, which is a glorified friendly, then the England setup, the data analysts are going to look at that quite seriously. Why? Because let's be perfectly honest, we were looking at Danny Welbeck towards the end of last season, who's at the other end of his career, save for a very good move for him for Chelsea. Do I think he's the finished article? Nowhere near. He's 6'5", defenders bounce off him. He's got a decent first touch that can get better. Needs to run into the channels a little bit more and occupy defenders there. But if you've got a manager like Unai Emery that is an absolute top quality manager and nobody can dispute that, and you've played most of the big games in pre-season, including one for a trophy, and you're leading the line, then you've got to like what you see in pre-season so far in training, his attitude and in games. So the reason why I tweeted it last night about being fast-tracked to the 21s, well, usually nowadays you get 2 or 3 under-17s caps, and then if you're good enough, you're going to get to the 21s. We've got a Nations League tournament to look forward to. Wouldn't be at all surprised if at some point he just got invited in to have a look at him train, as we've done. And I had an Arsenal fan last night saying, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. You're putting him in the England squad after one half-decent performance. Well, what about Max Dowman? The difference is we've got lots of creative players like Max Dowman in England and in the England setup. It's just about how to use them and to get the right balance and blend. We have not got a number 9 beyond Harry Kane. So it's very early days, Paul and Charlie, but when you've got a 6'5", proper central striker that can occupy the 2 of Paris Saint-Germain, get in the box, wasn't afraid to miss, scores a cracking goal, and you've got a dearth of those kind of players in England, then England is going to have a look at you without a shadow of a doubt.
So it sounds like, Stan, you think he's going to get Premier League game time, maybe sooner rather than later if he's played in most of the pre-season friendlies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Villa will go 4-4-2, although ironically yesterday, Villa played virtually that with Maggio leading the line and Emi Buendia playing just off him. Emi Buendia obviously plays usually a little bit deeper, a more creative 10. But Emi said after the game, I was alongside him, babysitting him, if you like. And we played a very narrow wide 2, McGinn off the right and George Hemmings that played very well, another very good young English player on the left-hand side. I do wonder whether Unai might look at it, particularly at Villa Park, and particularly because they won the Europa League. And now teams will be coming to Villa Park and thinking, you know, some will sit deep, low block, is that if we don't throw Maggio on for the last 20, 30 minutes, what would it be like playing him alongside Ollie Watkins for a few games? Players very rarely now. I grew up in a day and age whereby it was with Alan Shearer, my England debut. I had a great partnership with Robbie Fowler over 2 seasons, Brian Roy, is that you were used to playing with a partner. That doesn't happen as much anymore. For a penny for the thoughts of Unai Emery looking at Maggio and Ollie Watkins that naturally would run off a big front man and thinking, could we perhaps give them game time together? But now we've got at least options. Ollie Watkins is going to be the undoubted central striker. And then it's going to be knit one, pearl one between Tammy Abraham, that of course is still at the club. He came on late last night, a senior central striker, and Maggio, the young rookie. So I think that from where Villa were a year ago, thinking what happens when Ollie Watkins either moves or peaks, Villa do have options now.
Just a quick one, Stan. We haven't had a chance to talk about this, but when Eddie Howe left Newcastle, there are a few people suggesting that he would be a fine England manager. And now the dust has settled a little bit. Are you for giving Thomas Tuchel these 2 years as an travelling England fan as well as an ex-player? Are you confident he can build on what he did at the World Cup, or would you be even considering a change?
Wouldn't be considering a change now. I think that, as I said to you during the World Cup, Paul, is that sometimes his messaging comes along across as a little bit brusque, a little bit brutal. And I think that doesn't sit well sometimes with our media that can then respond in kind. But I think that he will have learnt those lessons about his messaging in the summertime. I think that we ended the tournament very well. The game against France was very good. I know that people again say it was a glorified friendly, but you know, players have a tangible reward around their neck for a World Cup, and I think that the FA would be daft to be looking at Eddie Howe now. If we got through this tournament cycle, we did well in the Nations League, some tough games, Croatia, Spain and Czechia, and then got to the Euros, which of course is mostly on home soil, and did relatively well. And I would say well on home soil would be a final. I think that we should be setting the bar that high. Is that then he's par for the course and he might want to go on again. If it was getting knocked out at the group stages and of a Euros, or getting relegated from Group A in the Nations League, then the FA may want to take a look at it. But Thomas Tuchel gets my vote. An experienced manager, he wants the job. And I think that he's had a little bit of a taste of success with that bronze medal, and he'll be wanting to get better in the next tournament.
We'll chat to you just before the start of the Premier League season, Stan. Thanks very much.
Have a good and take care, chaps, up the Villa.
There we are. This Stan Collymore on Brian Maggio. Sounding very excited. Understandably, Gabby was the same. If you are a Villa fan and you've seen Morgan Rogers go, and maybe a little bit of apprehension, but to see some of your young players,
bit of positivity
play well,
through, yeah.
And that's interesting, isn't it? You know, you can imagine him, Maggio, and Watkins. You know, Watkins running beyond him. You could see it.
There's a big gap between being 17 and being 25 and a top striker, isn't there? There's a lot to happen, you know. But
exactly, and you see sort of players, pits and troughs with players like that, and go for a little.
If he wants to come on loan to, I don't know. I'll pick a name out of the air. Torquay United.
I think for
a season, he's be very welcome.
Okay, well we'll get that message through to Unai Emery and see what he says. We're going to look at some of the transfer stories of the day very shortly. There's some interesting stuff. The Enzo Fernandez story is an interesting one. I think there's apparently a deadline tomorrow for a £120 million offer to go in by City to make that's a profit on what Chelsea paid.
Amazing.
Maybe. Anyway, we'll get the thoughts of Ben Jacobs, who's right across this one, and some of the other transfer stories of the day. That's all to come.
Who's winning the title?
Don't know. I don't know. I want to know what you think of this because I haven't got a clue. I really haven't. I think it's one of the most hardest calls to make we've had in recent years.
The thing is about Manchester City, I wonder without Pep how different it'll be.
Yeah, and if they lose Rodri.
Exactly. You wonder what it's going to be like, but then you never write them off. Arsenal, I think, look like the most complete team.
Gabriel injured though for 5 months.
For 5 months.
And Trossard going out. I don't like the Trossard sale. I really don't. I think he's such a big, influential player for them. I can't believe they've sold him.
I know. But then Guimaraes came on in.
Big signing. Like him a lot.
But then I also look at Manchester United and I wonder, but Chelsea, I think, Jason's right. I don't think we should be sleeping on it at all.
No. We could have a 5 or 6 horse race this season. Yeah. That would be incredible. It really would. I don't want to see somebody run away with it.
Go on then, though. But Jason looked down the camera and delivered that it will be Chelsea.
I know.
So who is it, Ben? Put your neck on the line.
I'm going to say Man United. I do. I think Man United. I think the last season's form has set into motion a style of play and an expectation of what them players have to deliver week in, week out for Manchester United.
But they've got Champions League. They're back in Champions League.
They're back in Champions League.
I think they've got enough.
I think if they can add another one or two, Man United are definitely within a shout. But they need to add 1 or 2 big uns. But the problem nowadays is if you're going to add 1 or 2 big uns, then it's 200 million quid. Mm-hmm. Liverpool need a couple big uns.
However, I mean, we do know that Manchester United look like they have something left to spend.
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. Something like this?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision.
It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top level of football refereeing? You can apply to become a referee through your local county FA from as soon as your 14th birthday. After spending several hours either in the classroom or on the pitch, they'll grant you Level 7 status, which allows you to officiate amateur games. Then you'll work your way through the ranks of amateur football, not reaching the National League until Level 2. It's a long process, bearing in mind every level from 7 upwards takes an average of a year. Also, there's no specific number of games you have to ref or hours you have to log before moving on up. You simply just have to be good enough. Once you're Level 2 and have enough experience at a National League level, you can apply to the EFL to become a Level 1 referee. Then it's on you to get enough experience to climb through the ranks and eventually become a Premier League referee. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough to officiate games in the top flight. So if you want to make it to the top, there's less than a 1 in 1,000 chance of doing it, and it'll take you a decade to get there.
Amelia's story, the level of delusion that people have that they think they could
People
be in,
are absolutely
they think they could be in the Olympics.
How many people did they ask, and who did they ask?
Apparently shooting's easy. People thought they could be in the shooting. And the weightlifting was on the list as well.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Just lifting stuff.
Give me a couple of years, I'll make the Olympic weightlifting squad. I mean, it's just...
People are mad.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was people. There's a very high percentage of men who feel like they could land a plane if required.
Wow.
Just...
Well, let's hope it's never put to the test when you're on your way back from
I reckon
Torremolino
I
or
can
something.
do that, yeah.
Let's look at the transfer stories of the day.
Yeah.
One, we'll kick off, of course, with one that Amelia mentioned at the end of her bulletin there. Enzo Fernandez. Ben Jacobs is back, senior football correspondent. Hiya, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Good afternoon.
So, if I'm right, they paid 105 million for him. They want to turn a 15 million profit. Would we say that he's been a roaring success and is worth an extra 15 million quid? This feels a touch ambitious from Chelsea, and they've even set a deadline, haven't they?
Yeah, they've set a deadline of Friday, 5 p.m, and that's to avoid any distractions. So it's effectively bid now, today, tomorrow. Otherwise, that price comes off the table and Enzo Fernandez is not for sale. And then if the window shuts, you never know. It might be an opposite extreme where Chelsea and Enzo Fernandez find a way to sign a new contract. But at the moment, Manchester City are keen. They're also working on potential outgoings. Tierney Reinders to Al Qadsiya There is a fee of about 60 million euros that is almost in place. And then it's about convincing the player who's had interest from Nottingham Forest. And of course, Rodri in Barcelona, as we reported earlier on talkSPORT, £55 million offer, including add-ons, rejected. But Barca expected to go a little bit higher. And if you add up 60 odd million or more for Rodri with 50 odd million or slightly more for Tierney Reinders, you could be funding a bid for Enzo Fernandez. And in terms of, is it value? I think so, because remember, since Chelsea signed Enzo Fernandez, 4 odd years have passed, and now you can argue we're in an inflated market. And if Elliot Anderson is £116 million, then Chelsea, with a well-contracted World Cup winner, probably entitled to stick to this number. But let's see whether Man City, in negotiations, have any dispensation to try and drive it down a bit.
So your gut feeling is, what, it will happen or not?
I mean, my gut feeling is that Manchester City will try, and if it doesn't happen, it will be because Chelsea basically say the price is 120 million, take it or leave it. And then if there's any stumbling blocks with Rodri departing, or obviously if Tierney Reinders says no to Al Qadsiya, suddenly things can change. And if Man City are as genuine about the deadline as Chelsea, then they've got to do it quickly or not at all. And sometimes logistically, as a club, you don't want your hand forced with these kind of deadlines, and maybe therefore City call the bluff and see what happens a little bit later. But the Chelsea position is adamant here that it is a deadline, it is a price, it's take it or leave it. And if at 5:01 on Friday it's left, there's no way of resurrecting the deal. So it's a power play. And my feeling is City won't just let that power play go with at least trying, which is why I would personally expect some form of bid for Enzo Fernandez to come in either today or tomorrow.
Iliman Ndiaye is a player that quite a lot of clubs cover. I mean,
you like him, don't you, Paul?
I'm a big fan. Yeah, I think he feels like a bit of a Tottenham player to me. But I know Arsenal and Manchester United are in the mix. Do Everton want to let him go?
No, and they tried to renew his contract earlier in the window, and the player said no, and I don't think that's going to change unless the window shuts and he's still there. So Manchester United do like Iliman Ndiaye, but he was a name quite early in the summer that was on their shortlist. And if Marcus Rashford stays, not a great deal that United can do, nor will they want to, because they're prepared to reintegrate Marcus Rashford as well. Arsenal could be one to watch, and interestingly, in the last few days, the player has rejected a move to Al Hilal to prioritise staying within the Premier League, staying which can be defined as either Everton this season and still new deal after the window shuts if he's there, or potentially being open to Arsenal. But he's only one of several options for Arsenal as they look to find their next target after failing to sign Vinny Jr. So now we have to understand what Andrea Berta wants to do and how it might also impact Gabriel Martinelli. So yesterday, Gabriel Martinelli was subject of a bid of 45 million euros from Galatasaray, their interest first revealed right here on talkSPORT. And the expectation is that Arsenal don't really have to answer, even though it's seen as below their valuation. And the reason why it's below their valuation, by the way, is because even though Martinelli appears like his contract is running down, Arsenal can do a 1-year extension until 2028, which ultimately protects the value. But there's no real decision for Arsenal to make until, 1, they understand who they can sign on that left-hand side, and 2, if Martinelli says he's open to the move, and early indications are that the Brazilian doesn't want to go to Turkey, so that one might be a non-starter.
Jed Spence to Inter Milan, Paul. Spurs seem to want him out of the door.
It's interesting talking about World Cup winners and maybe players who had good World Cups, because that's Jed Spence would fall into that one. And of course, Christian Romero looks like he's off to Atletico. He's a World Cup winner too. But I've seen a few Spurs fans saying, well, maybe we're not getting as much as we should do for those two players.
Yeah, it just sort of shows you there's one market, Premier League clubs selling outside of the Premier League, and a much more inflated one, Premier League to Premier League. So both Jed Spence and Christian Romero are agreed in principle. With Jed Spence, it's just over 30 million euros. And the player was sold on this move because it was actually pitched to him before the World Cup. And what's been great from Inter's perspective is Tottenham's price before he did excellent for England was actually higher, closer to 40, and some sources even say 45 million euros. But it's come down because there's a realisation that Spence wants to go and be a starter somewhere. He knows Italy really well too, because he was on loan at Genoa. Right. And this is like a full circle moment, because when he was at Genoa, there was a 7 million euros option to buy. And even Genoa felt that was too high. They bid 3.5 million euros. Spurs said no. They brought Spence back. They had a bunch of injuries. He ended up getting minutes. And then the arc saw him obviously be very important for Tottenham, very important for England. And now back to Italy, where he'll play alongside John Stones, who joined Inter on a free transfer. With Christian Romero, Tottenham had already revamped their defence. So we knew that he was always likely to depart and that he favoured a move to La Liga. No formal Arsenal move. And in addition, we saw Inter also try there, and they agreed a similar package, 40 million euros, but not terms with the player. He was waiting for Atletico Madrid, and it's that same number, 40 million euros, and that deal is done to Atletico Madrid.
Let's have a quick chat about the promoted teams then and the business they've done and might still do. Hull, Carvan, Ipswich, Ben.
Yeah, Ipswich have been really busy. There's an agreement in principle for Julio Enciso. Gary O'Neill had him at Strasbourg, and Enciso, of course, had a loan spell in 2025 at Ipswich as well. And for me, they've done very smart business, and they've already got that element of Premier League know-how from being in the league recently, going down. And now it's been about depth and a little bit of quality, and they've got a very safe manager that knows how to be part of a potential relegation scrap. Yeah. Hull have had a highly ambitious window, and they're not going to stop with their 9th signing, Lucas Harrington, who's a top young talent, for approaching £20 million, the total fee, including add-ons. Joe Gelhardt is undergoing his Hull City medical today. 4-year contract, 1-year option, £4.5 million fee. And I'm not so sure that Coventry are done yet either. Kyle Rushworth is, of course, their most outstanding, you could argue, signing. They've broken their club record already a couple of times. They've brought back Rushworth, a goalkeeper that was so important to their promotion to the Premier League last season. And it fascinates me because last season it was kind of Sunderland spending big and they ended up getting Europe. And now I look at all 3 newly promoted sides and they all appear stronger. They all appear like they've got depth. And they all appear like they're up for the fight. And sometimes when we talk about newly promoted teams, we speak of it as they're almost likely to go down. And there's a gulf between Championship and Premier League. But the way they've all spent, each of them seem quite well positioned to make a fight to stay up.
Yeah, it's funny, Ben, you do sense that a lot of clubs are waiting to pounce. They're waiting to get deals done. And there's that domino effect that you always have in the transfer market. That one happens if that one happens, which frees up the space and the money. So I think we're in for certainly a busy last couple of weeks once the market is slightly less constipated than it is at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Market less constipated. I might steal that phrase, although it doesn't paint the best of pictures. But I think the reality is the biggest domino, for me anyway, is going to be Rodri, Reinders. Does that equal Enzo Fernandez and or Ayub Buadi? And then you also have to think about Barcelona funding Rodri, selling Ferran Torres to PSG, basically an agreement in principle there. That move will happen to the tune of between 50 and 55 million euros. And that means PSG, who are also trying to sign Mika Götze, will have Ferran Torres, who scored the winner in the World Cup final, and Magnus Akliouche already confirmed. And if all of that aligns, the door becomes open for Liverpool. And you never know, Arsenal, but Liverpool are the ones that are sort of optimistic because the player wants to join, to make that play at Bradley Barcola and hope that the price drops in the final few weeks of the window. And that's the big story. That's where the big movement is. Of course, there may be other surprises, but keeping a really close eye on exits from City, incomings to City. Barcelona able to spend on Rodri, Barcelona able to sell to PSG, and then PSG suddenly being in a position to negotiate potentially at a more reasonable number for Bradley Barcola.
That's right. And even in those deals you mentioned, that you've got the kind of collateral damage knock-on effect of Savinho and Marmoush at City thinking, OK, where's the pathway for me? Do I want to move on? Gakpo at Liverpool as well, if Barcola comes in. So you get it's knock-on effect after knock-on effect, isn't it?
Yeah, and also there's urgency, and that's the key point in all of this. It's one thing playing a game and waiting. Man City have been waiting for Savinho because Enzo Maresca had to come in and judge him because the board have to sign it off. The financials between Spurs and Man City are not the issue here, and the player wants to join. It's about, does Maresca want to keep him? And as importantly, can Maresca and Man City find a replacement with Gakpo if Liverpool add Bradley Barcola? And I think, as I've said many times, one more attacker, then Gakpo not for sale becomes potentially, no guarantee, but maybe a Gakpo for sale at a certain number, and then Spurs can move. And because the days are ticking away, there's no room for games anymore, which is why I think Chelsea have been very transparent and just said, look, take the deadline, leave the deadline, but that's the deadline. And for many clubs, first game of the Premier League season is kind of the unofficial deadline, because most clubs would share Chelsea's position that they want a settled squad, whether it's incomings or outgoings, by the time they kick their first ball of the new Premier League season. And that's why I sense that between now and next Friday, we're going to get a whole flurry of movement and some of these big sagas resolved.
Excellent. Thank you, Ben, as always.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks a lot.
Ben Jacobs, our senior football correspondent. Transfer Insiders is back tonight to pour over all that and more. Pete Graves and Joel Bayer are with you from 7. We're going to have a talk a bit of cricket and some football, Charlie, next, because Steve Harmison's going to join us as Joe Root rips up the curfew rule, which caused a few issues, of course, and possibly even the demise.
If you don't have a rule, you can't break it, Paul, can you?
That's one good way of looking at it, but maybe treating people like adults. Let's get the thoughts of Harmy. And also talk a bit of Newcastle. Another defeat for Newcastle in their friendly against Everton last night. Look, it's only a pre-season friendly, but still, even the managers said there's still a fair bit of work to do, understandably. So Harmy on that and more. We're here with Tool Station. Only got time for one stop. First stop, Tool Station.
Honestly, I've seen a few messages today and you go, yeah, that O'Hara and Gabby, they're talking rubbish, need to get rid of them. You know, Rory talks sense. I'm like, having a laugh.
Yeah, that was me. That was me saying that. Yeah. I've been commenting. I've been God, those two have been terrible. Look at those two giggling away.
Brennan Johnson, listen, fair play to him. He had a little bite. And that's fine. Got no problem with a player having a bite back, because it's all part and parcel of working in the media, being a footballer. You're going to take criticism. He obviously didn't like the fact we said it was crap for crap. What he didn't realise, and I'm sure...
That's weird of him, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously he's not going to like that. But, it was only a bit of a laugh. But, I get it. People are going to... You get the ump with things. I've been called crap plenty of times. Get called crap every single day of the week. Don't take it personal. All right? It is what it is. He has been crap.
Yeah, I think that's
like,
the point.
I'm sorry, but, I'm not saying he's a bad player. Anyone who plays Premier League football, anyone who does what he's done, fair play. Brilliant. Last season, Brennan Johnson was crap.
Yeah.
He would be the first to admit it. And hopefully he goes to Everton and he does all right. And Dwight McNeil goes the other way. I like Dwight McNeil. I think he's a good player. His stats, is what we were talking about on the show, me and Gabby, were crap.
Yeah.
So there's no apology needed. I know Gabby bottled it like he always does.
He blamed you. He said it was you.
He tried to throw me under the bus. Not the first time. Won't be the last. But I'll stand by it.
Yeah.
I think against Brennan Johnson.
I think you're right.
He's got all the attributes to be a decent player.
Yeah, I think
last
you're right.
season he was crap.
Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Bit of cricket, bit of football now with our next guest, kicking off with the cricket. Before we chat to Steve Harmison about the lifting of the curfew, myself and Andy had a chat with Chris Wokes, former England all-rounder, earlier this week, currently playing with Joe Root in the 100 for the Welsh Fire. And he had this to say about Joe's return as captain.
I actually genuinely think he's excited for it. He's obviously taking it on. I mean, not many people get the opportunity to come back and do it again when they've experienced it all. Obviously been there, done it, kind of got the T-shirt, so to speak. And, there'll be things that he probably wished he could have changed during his time. And, now I suppose he's got an opportunity to kind of put a few things right. I mean, he did pretty well last time round. And I think eventually the job it does catch up with you a little bit, but obviously he's had a bit of time out from that side of things, still playing great cricket, he's still churning millions of runs out, which is great to see. And I think he's in a very different place to last time, and I'm hoping he's going to enjoy it, but also hopefully do a good job, which I'm sure he will.
As Chris Wokes chatting to me and Andy earlier this week, one thing he has decided to do is scrap the curfew, which caused a few issues around the former captain and other matters besides. Joining us now, Steve Harmison. Hi, Harmy.
Hello, Steve.
Afternoon, Paul. Afternoon, Charlie.
I mean, the central theme of it is we expect you to be responsible adults on the pitch. So you've got to do that off the pitch as well. Kind of common sense. Are you a fan of this? You think it's the right call?
Yeah, well, I shouldn't have had it in the first place. I mean, you want to see, Joe says he wants them to be responsible adults. You're playing for England. This is the England cricket team. They're not playing for the dog and duck. It's a proper, this is a professional sport and outfit. So my worry was what was the curfew there in the first place? That then has a knock-on effect to where was the leadership and the management. If they didn't have a curfew, Ben Stokes would still be captain of England. And England would still have the all-rounder, who I think has still got a lot more to give in the game of cricket. So this curfew that the England players have made the ECB put in because of their behaviour has had a small effect on their team when they're looking to balance their team up because there's no Ben Stokes. So I listened to Joe's interview he did during the week with Michael Atherton, I think it was. It was an excellent piece, as usual, from Joe. He speaks very, very well. And the problem is it's not a case you want 11 Joe Roots, because we'd love 11 Joe Roots because we'd have an unbelievable team. We want characters. We don't want them all to behave the same way, because in a dressing room you'd need different characters. But it's amazing when you've got somebody with nearly 14 or has got over 14,000 test match runs, who says what he says, believes what he does, and carries that responsibility like that. And that's why he's got 14,000 runs. And other people who possibly think they're a bit above their station, a little bit bulletproof, a little bit arrogant, a little bit cocky, who have now got England in a position where they needed a curfew at 12 o'clock because the environment wasn't good enough. That, for me, is probably where England have been in their team environment over the course of the last 18 months. Hence why I think that's had a knock-on effect, the negativity around, and why they've been losing as well.
I sort of understand why cricketers need the pressure release, though. It's a unique sport that, the test game takes place over 5 days, or your long days in the field. The mental health of cricketers has been spoken about an awful lot. And so I do feel like you do need that. I'm not saying they need to go out and have 10 pints each every night, but there needs to be some sort of pressure release from them. And I don't know how you build that into their day or into their week, Steve.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to sit here and throw stones. My professionalism would have been questioned many times by Duncan Fletcher, who was the England coach at the time. But it was at the right time and the right space. Social media, the way the world is now, it's completely different to when I played and Goffey played and the era before Darren and people like that. And you're right. Cricket is such a unique thing when you're not looking at high performance as in football, because it's over 90 minutes. They spend a hell of a lot of time away from home, and there is a time and a place. Ben Stokes is literally retired off the back of falling foul of a curfew for winning a test match for the first time in a long time, when he had 10 days before the next test match. For me, you can go and do what you want. You go and have a drink and do what you want. Spend the next 2 days in bed. Oh, get over it. Come back, get in the gym, do some fitness, get yourself ready for the next test match. If there's 4 days in between games, then it's a different story. Then I'll throw you to the wolves if you've gone and done what you've done. So I think this is what Joe's saying. Just be responsible. Remember you're a professional sportsman. Remember you are representing England. And remember you are bringing everything back on a team. And I think for 18 months, 2 years, I don't think that this environment has been a great environment for that professionalism in the outlook from, that why there's been some negativity.
In that chat just on Ben Stokes, he doesn't completely close the door, does he? When he said, could he come back for the Ashes? He says, I don't know. Let's get there first. So it does kind of make you think maybe there could be still conversations, even though Ben Stokes has said, no, that's it for me. Joe Root sort of leaving the door open slightly, Harmy.
I think you have to leave the door open, don't you? I mean, you've got to leave the door open for somebody like Ben Stokes. He's come out of retirement once before for the one-day stuff. Ben has asked, a player like Ben in Moeen to come out of retirement in the 2023 Ashes series, and that was obviously that Ben was asking that question then. I think he's done. I don't see Ben Stokes coming back. The interesting one will be, where does he go in the winter, and where does the roadmap ahead lead for Ben Stokes? And what I mean by that is Ben Stokes now has just got franchise tournaments to make his money, to sort of keep them in the life he was accustomed to, and to get his competitive juices flowing. So that would be possibly Big Bash or SA20, which is sort of December, January. And then he comes back. Does he play for Durham in the Blast? I can't see him playing 4-day cricket for Durham next year. I don't see the point unless he's going to play in the Ashes. And the big one would be the American market. If the American market come, which I'm expecting him to do, if Ben signs a deal with the MLC, I think the MLC conflicts with the Ashes next year. So if Ben signs a deal to go to America and plays in America, then then the Ashes door is firmly closed. I think he's done. I don't see him coming back for England. As much as he's a great friend of Joe Root, as much as the clamour will be, I think the issues is not Ben Stokes' England dressing room. I think it's Ben Stokes and ECB where the problems lie, and I don't see him coming back. While the regime above at the ECB is where it is. Yeah.
Just finally, when you'll be delighted to know we're almost out of time. You haven't got long to talk about Newcastle, but beaten by Everton 3-1 last night. I saw some comments from Steve Howe. He said he's seen a lot of very similar errors in these pre-season games. Look, the manager's only been there for 5 minutes. We've got to give him time, but you're a bit concerned?
I think you have to be a little bit concerned because of who's left the building. Not so much. I think the manager looks very energetic. He's the buzzwords and everything about him, and Newcastle's PR team have done brilliantly to sort of promote Yisla. And I think he looks as though he's a good guy and a good manager, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes. I think Newcastle, like how he said, similar mistakes. I think Newcastle have got similar problems. I think they've got a good. It's not so much a good starting 11. I think Durham. Newcastle's best players, best 11 players, probably fit in 7 positions. And what I mean by that is Harvey Barnes and Toure are probably 2 starters, like Barnes and Gordon, but they both want to play on the left, where the number 9 situation hasn't really been rectified. Are we going to see Newcastle's version of Wissa? Are we going to see Brentford's version of Wissa? So little things like that. They've got 4 centre-halves who probably are Premier League class, but they've got 2 fullbacks who are emerging as very, very good players and top-class players, but their durability and not much backup behind them. There are a lot of areas, the number 6 area, there's question marks on areas I think would worry Newcastle fans with Liverpool less than a fortnight away.
Harmy, thank you. We'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, boys.
Steve Harmison there, Double Ashes winner, of course, and part of our excellent following on podcast here. When Neil Manthorpe and the team, the former New Zealand head coach John Bracewell joins them in the latest one, talking about Stephen Fleming and more, of course. We got 2 podcasts on cricket.
How's that for a pod?
That's right,
isn't it, Paul? Yeah.
Sam Ellard, Georgie Heath, Faraz Noor, you'll know from Traitors, of course.
He's a good lad.
Lots of top guests, including Donovan Ferreira of Birmingham Phoenix, talking about his previous life as a salesman.
Very nice.
How about that?
You
wouldn't get Vinnie Jr. coming on talking about his previous life as a salesman. I don't know what he did. Sitting on a lay-by eating garage sandwich with his sample books in the back. So that's available wherever you get your podcast. Still to come, we will be chatting to Jake Truman of Wakefield Trinity. They've had a great season returning to the top level and they're looking good for the playoffs. We'll look at some of the reasons why their scrum half. Tommy Conway joins us as well of Middlesbrough to look at the start of the season. Tim Vickery with all the big stories from South America and a birthday spread, Charlie. You're feeling confident today?
It's a waste of time, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know why people listen to it.
Absolute waste of time. Kids game. That's to come up at 3:30.
Another one or two players in Man United in with a shout at the title. What do you think, Gabby?
No, I think Champions League will take a lot out of that squad of players. I look at right backs, Mazraoui, Dalot, not good enough. Centre backs, they need cover there as well. Shesko, listen, he done okay last season, double figures. He's got to be at it this season. They've got a very good squad of players, Jeff, but if they don't get 2 or 3 top players in certain roles, I don't think they can fight for the title. I think top 4 again and get out of the group stage of the Champions League will be a very good season.
Yeah, I mean, they've not been too busy in the transfer market, to say the least. They've brought in Yuri Tielemans, they've brought in Andre Santos. Ben Foster thinks one of those is the signing of the summer.
I still think Yuri Tielemans is the signing so far.
What a bit of business that is.
What a bit of business.
Yeah.
Honestly, I genuinely still think, I'm watching a load of transfers happen and, Tottenham spending a lot of money and Arsenal just spent a lot of money. I still think Yuri Tielemans is the signing of the summer so far. For 30-odd million quid, whatever it was, he is a ready-made, good-to-go starting 11 player. And I think if you can spend £30 million on a ready-to-go starter, it is worth every single penny.
Yeah. And I agree with them. I think Yuri Tielemans is going to be one of the signings of the summer. But when I look at that midfield, talent is Tielemans and Bruno Meno and Andre Santos. That's just too thin on the ground, isn't it? They need more than that.
Players get injured as well. And where's their real defensive midfielder? I know Andre Santos has been brought in for that role, but he didn't pull up any trees at Chelsea, did he? Where's their, Villa got Bouba Kamara. You look at Anderson, Gravenberch.
GPT will be joining us shortly, and we'll be looking at some of the big games in the Championship this weekend. But first, Will Hobbs has the sports headlines.
talkSPORT Sports Update with NordVPN. Now with built-in next-gen antivirus that automatically detects malicious links, websites and files.
Thanks, Paul. Are Chelsea going to lose another Enzo to Manchester City? Well, it could all rest on Reinders to Saudi and Rodri to Barcelona. Our chief transfer correspondent is Ben Jacobs.
Barca expected to go a little bit higher, and if you add up 60-odd million or more for Rodri with 50-odd million or slightly more for Tierney Reinders, you could be funding a bid for Enzo Fernandez.
Chelsea are adamant City need to offer £120 million for Enzo by 5 p.m. tomorrow. As for Reinders, Saudi side Al Qadsiya have an offer pretty much in place for €60 million, but Forest are also interested. It's a game of falling dominoes and every movement can be traced on the talksport.com Transfer Live blog. Elsewhere, former Villa striker Stan Collymore says Unai Emery's 17-year-old debutant Brian Maggio, who created havoc for PSG's back line, will be fast-tracked up the England ranks, perhaps quicker than Max Dowman.
We've got lots of creative players like Max Dowman in England and in the England setup. It's just about how to use them and to get the right balance and blend. We have not got a number 9 beyond Harry Kane.
Maggio was signed back in January but couldn't play for Villa until last night. Meanwhile, Man United legend Steve Bruce has told us Arsenal are strong favourites to retain their Premier League crown.
They won it in the canter in the end, didn't they? So they're the ones to beat. But look, man, you have made huge strides. I would think getting in the Champions League would be a success for Michael. For them to go on and win it, not sure they're quite ready yet.
And the Irish FA have followed in the footsteps of England and Wales by withdrawing their support for Gianni Infantino. It's as the head of Africa's CAF, Patrice Motsepe, says the only way Infantino will be ousted is in March's presidential elections.
talkSPORT News.
A rare amber warning for extreme heat in England has been expanded and the number of T-level pupils hits a record high. Amelia's back at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. With over 600 centres across the UK, most of which open 7 days a week, we're always there when you need us. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Extreme heat across England and Wales. 38 degrees in places. Humidity levels also high for some. Cloudier across Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Denise, yeah? Your mouth is moving a lot like a rat. Yappa, 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 yappa.
Keep it going.
You're listening to talkSPORT. It's Hawksbee and Charlie Baker, and Charlie, as he often does, demanded a drum and bass / garage hour.
It's drum and bass, garage and jungle hour. This is Shanice, Paul. I don't know who it's by. I did ask for it. Okay, it's by featuring Dr. Afori.
Is he a real doctor?
Is it gone? I don't know if he's a real doctor. Don't go and ask him about that rash. Okay. Turn up a bit, Bill, or not? Is this as loud as it goes?
Yeah.
I mean, it even sounds loud
the idea.
on the radio, doesn't it?
Text me now. As Martin Kellner would say. Where were we?
Big Shack.
So I wonder if there'll be a knock-on effect because Alan Brazil does his show on Virgin.
Yes.
He does his, as Alan sits there and says, oh, what a song Olivia Newton-John there, Xanadu. I remember Olivia joining me in the studio, me and B. Yeah, be that
Olivia
sort of
Elton-John, as he called
Olivia
her.
Elton-John, he did call her. So I wonder if it'll be Alan's show this Sunday on Virgin. We will be playing you some drill classics.
The drill
My old
hour.
mate Chief Keef will be joining us. Pop Smoke and my old mate, me and Beaky. So, it's unlikely to happen.
You have drill in France.
It does seem unlikely, I would
Do you think Alan likes drill? Do you think we could see Alan doing some drill music?
I wouldn't think it's...
Not his thing?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Oh, well,
I would imagine he rarely listens. So...
well, look, people have sent in a few recommendations for some songs, so we'll let them...
Stan gave us some. I mean, we've noted down Stan Collymore.
Incredible. Is Wicked. Jungle is massive. That's that one. It's good, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Genuinely incredible.
I think
We'll play that one.
Your sort of late teenage son is obviously playing a lot of this stuff at home. So
In the car.
by osmosis, in the car.
It goes on a lot in the car if I'm giving him a lift, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. You'll like this one, Dad. Get this one on. You don't want to feel like an old man going, what the or
What do the neighbours make of you when
Elvis wiggles his hips too much? The Beatles' hair's too long. You don't want to be that guy. So it's like, okay, we'll listen to it, and we can't quite find the beat.
No.
But I like it. I don't mind it.
Yeah. A spare thought for Max Bergen, who was being interviewed on the BBC. He's in the European Athletics Championships 800 metre runner, and he has a bit of a reputation after races for feeling a touch bilious, feeling quite sick. And he was halfway through his interview, and he retched.
And that's his thing, is it?
3-2. No, he retched, and they kind of cut short the interview because they were no one wants to see that on telly, do they?
Well, there's no
Ramesh putting that in the next 3-minute ad. Who wants to see an 800 metre runner throwing up on live TV?
There's no one in the stadium to see it, Paul.
No,
that's a bit of a, you can't afford. I'm not spending 150 quid to see someone being sick on the track.
I do feel slightly sorry because everything that's apparently wrong with these European Championships and the actual athletics I've been really enjoying.
Really good, yeah.
But the stick to beat everybody with is the sort of 16-pound pork roll. So everybody says things like, £150 for a ticket, 16 quid for a pork roll. If you were the bloke who was selling the pork rolls, you'd feel a bit put upon, wouldn't you?
You've got to put upon pork roll.
Put upon pork roll.
Hello, I'm put upon pork roll.
That seems to work better in a West Country accent.
Hello, there is put upon pork roll here.
See what I mean?
It's good,
Those
Paul,
things do work better in the West Country.
Yeah, we don't stop Campbell on Wednesdays.
Although I wouldn't necessarily want that from maybe the brain surgeon who was. I don't want to make a. If I was just going under the knife and you.
All right, then you'll feel a small prick, and then you count to 10, and we'll see you in about half hour. All right, John.
I'd be saying, is there anybody else that can do
Bring
it?
the bigger knife in. We're gonna need the bigger scalpel.
I'm sorry for every brain surgeon.
Gene.
From the
Gene. I said the bigger scalpel, Gene.
You count to 10. You're all right there, Paul.
You'll be saying, no, it's all right. I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances with it. I'm sure it can't get any worse. Of course not. I mean, many fine
Good luck if you are going under the knife listening to this show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Some people might be. It might be what they
And Jethro's just come in with his big scalpel.
When you go in the MRI scanner, you can ask for whatever you want because they've got
music.
They can ask music. Would you have some drill there, Paul? You have Shanice.
Yep.
As they went in.
Sounds like a good idea. Anyway, should we have a bit of H&B versus Chat?
Nice.
Look at the time. H&B versus Chat GPT.
H&B versus Chat GPT.
We take on Chat GPT every week. This is the real predictions from Chat GPT.
I've got to say, Paul, you are unbelievable at this.
I've had a good week. I think I got one direct hit and one right last week.
Yeah, very.
So I'm top of the tree. And what we do, we try and predict 3 big games coming up over the weekend. In this case, 3 massive games, all on the talkSPORT network from the Championship. Gets underway tomorrow night. And we try and predict the scores. I'm top at the moment on 9. I haven't had a good week.
You beat
I got Borough 1-0. Right.
You're working on, journalistic.
I think I even said Will Lancashire to score, and that worked out quite
Journalistic knowledge Paul works on. I think he's a time traveller, actually. ChatGPT goes on the whole of all knowledge.
Knowing everything
of all time. And I go on vibes. And it's currently 9 to Paul, ChatGPT 6. I'm on 5. Last season, Paul won about 7 months.
Yeah.
ChatGPT won about 2, and I won about 2. But you are absolutely brilliant at it, Paul. But I hope you have a terrible week.
Well, thank you. Games to come shortly. But how are you doing, Chat? Did you enjoy the solar eclipse?
Oh, yes.
The mayor lads couldn't find the calendar.
Couldn't find the calendar.
That
happened to a lot of people.
What a nightmare.
I think. Yeah.
I couldn't look direct into the sun, lads, mainly because I haven't got eyes.
You haven't got eyes.
No
it would
eyes.
make it.
ChatGPT's not got eyes.
Yeah.
Actually, it was great to see so many people wandering around the streets with a calendar and sheet of white paper.
Oh, yeah.
If my nan did that, the police would be dropping her back to the care home.
Yes, fair point, isn't it? Wandering around the streets. You did see a lot of people carrying a calendar and a bit of white paper. If Nan did it. Get in the back.
Just doing it today.
We'll take you back. We'll take you home.
That's true.
Yeah.
By which time me and my robot overload mates would have wiped out humanity and taken over the earth.
Oh, that's it for the next one.
For the next one in
2019.
Which we didn't particularly tee up. But don't worry about that. That's for the next one in 2090. Would have wiped out humanity by then. So
what are you going to do for the next one, Paul? Do you think you'd be...
I'm not sure.
Colander
me and Andy, I think me and Andy were doing a show that day.
Got colander method or glasses? I don't know by then.
In
2090.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath. Yes, what happened to the Beavers, Chat? They got beat 5-0 by Salisbury on Saturday, didn't they?
Dowson out. Of course not, lads. I still love the Beavers.
Can't get Alan Dowson out, can you? He's a legend of non-league football.
Brilliant, Dowson.
Anyway, let's get underway. Wolves Blackburn to kick us off, live on talkSPORT tomorrow evening. And, this is a difficult one to call, actually.
In the Championship, the real thing now.
Yeah. I think Wolves at home, I sound like Alan, Wolves at home, Jimenez back, for me. I'm going to go, I think Wolves will nick it. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves, nice home win. But a keenly fought contest, which we'll bring you tomorrow night.
Is it me next or chat?
I think it's chat next. Chat, what say you?
Wolverhampton Wanderers will win 2-1 to Blackburn Rovers. Wolves will eventually grind Rovers down.
Okay, well, blimey, okay, short and to the point.
Was it.
Charlie, what do you think?
I think it'll be more than that. I think Wolves are going to have a very good season.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think Blackburn are. I'm going to say 3-0 Wolves.
Okay, blimey.
3-0.
Going on the vibes there, 3-0 Wolves. Yes, we got Burnley, West Ham, what would have been an all Premier League affair last season. And that's on talkSPORT 2, of course. We'll bring you that one. I mean, West Ham, they did have that win in the Carabao Cup the other day, but a few West Ham fans of my acquaintance said it wasn't all gravy. There was a few concerns as they watched that. We're going to see a very different Burnley this time around. I might go for the draw, actually.
Okay.
I favour West Ham if I was going to go for a win, but I'll go a steady one each. For this one at Turf Moor. Yeah. Chat.
West Ham won 3-1 against Portsmouth, and I think Jarrod Bowen will score 2 goals. The scoreline will be 2-1 to West Ham.
2-1 to West Ham. Yeah, that
2-1 chat, doesn't it?
Sunday for you, that one.
Here we are. Burnley, West Ham. Yeah, I think West Ham are going to walk the league. Absolutely walk it. It's a tough start for them. I think they'll win this. They'll probably win the league. But I'm going to say that they are going to win 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1 to West Ham. Okay, I'm the only one going for the draw there. TalkSPORT listeners home in the car want to have a little bit of a guess.
Yeah, very nice. And your phones, your smartphones, your Alexa.
Yes, of course.
Go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alexa, play TalkSPOrt. I'm playing TalkSPOrt. Stop saying Alexa, play TalkSPOrt.
And finally, Cardiff v Wrexham. The derby's back on. And that one is Monday night, 8 o'clock.
Who knows?
I think Wrexham hopefully will be, well, I say hopefully, looking to build on what they did last season. Few new faces in there. I was tempted on the draw because it's early days, but I'm going to get them. I'm going to go with them. Nick this one 2-1. 2-1 to Wrexham.
Okay.
I'm going to go for. What say you, chat?
The Bluebirds will have to step things up against their Welsh rivals and have defensive concerns, so I think it will end 1-1.
1-1.
1-1, yeah. It could be a bit of a tough old start.
Tough derby, isn't it? It's a very tough derby. I think Wrexham have spent a bit of money in the summer. They've signed a keeper, haven't they? A really good keeper. But I think Wrexham will nick it 2-1. I think you're right.
You've gone 2-1 as well. Okay. TalkSPORT listeners home in the car. All those games live on the TalkSPORT network for you. We are your home of the EFL throughout the season, as we say, getting underway. That's tomorrow evening, isn't it, for the game between Borough.
Wolves Blackburn, yeah.
Wolves Blackburn.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
I'm Borough on the brain because we're going to chat to Tommy Conway shortly. Anyway, that was Chat GPT. Just remind us who you love, Chat.
I love the Beavers.
He loves the Beavers.
We'll have a birthday spread for you a little bit later on. We are going to have a chat with Tommy Conway of Borough and Jake Truman joining us. Wakefield Trinity having a fine season once again. Talking a bit of Super League.
We don't know. Because, do you know what I'm not buying, Gabby? I'm not buying this whole, Victor would have been a problem. I don't know if he would have been Vinny would have taken the number 7 shot, would he?
No.
We don't know.
I don't think that, but, like, Vinny Jr.'s character, like, he's coming to Arsenal. He wants Ballon d'Ors. He wants, do you know what I mean? Like...
What's wrong with that?
No, but I'm saying, and also, he's coming in on a lot more money than other players. If you're Saka and Rice and Ryan and Gabriel and Saliba, and he's coming in... Triple what you're earning.
Massive causes.
Well, if you've won a couple of Champions Leagues, right, and the league is running out your ears, then
as far as the other players are concerned, that doesn't matter.
Why not? Why does that not matter?
They're the players who just won you the Premier League.
But that's the player. But that's the marquee signing. Bruno G cannot be our marquee signing. He can't. We need a statement signing. That's what I would like.
You don't need a statement signing. You don't need any particular signing. You'll win this Premier League without it. And, people will say, strengthen from a position of strength. Well, just ask Liverpool fans what happened when they won the league, and they strengthened with people like Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz.
Do you know what my issue is? Is that I do think we're going to win the league this year, and I think we're stronger. But I think of the fact that when you're in these kind of positions, like a Man City were when they first won the league, when they beat United on goal difference, you have to capitalise. You have to know that your future depends on this 2, 3, 4 year period.
is massive. Wicked, wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked, wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked, original. Well, big up. All the original jungle is massive. The original dancehall jungle is there. General leave you alongside the
Everybody, are we all ready? Are we all ready to go?
Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Has he got hiccups?
Sort of thing your dad says, what's this music?
Yeah.
What's wrong with him? Has he got hiccups? Don't know why he went north.
As requested by Stan Collymore when he joined us to talk about Brian Maggio earlier on.
Can we have this bit now? This is a good bit. Learn the words, Paul. Learn the words of this one.
Yeah, that's it.
Good at Christmas. You could do it. A Christmas party.
Yeah.
People go wild.
Yeah, it's well.
The roof would come off the place.
A YouTube sensation.
You and Andy doing Incredible by General Levy.
Charlie was telling us his son plays a lot of this in the car, so he has requested it's only for an hour if you're not enjoying it.
He's gone to a 4-day festival of it.
Yeah.
That feels like 3.5 days too many to me.
Now he's sounding like an old dad.
Yeah, well, yeah. And he's just messaged, I think I've left my sleep mat in the car.
So he's gone to a festival and he's going to have 4 nights of bad sleep.
Well, there we are. I can't imagine I'm going to try and sleep much anyway. So there we are. Hey, congratulations to everyone who's got their A-level results today, Paul. Getting easier, I see. You're getting a lot easier. A lot of people passing with higher marks.
It does seem to be.
Don't really need them anymore, do you? AI's going to do it all anyway. Bit pointless. Bit pointless getting maths these days, isn't it? They'll do it.
You think
computer will do it for you? What do you need it for?
Okay,
You don't need it.
You gave up your job as a careers advisor, didn't you?
Some of them are pointless, aren't they?
Incredible story of cheating today.
Incredible.
Incredible story.
Story of cheating, yeah.
This is the guy.
It's about you in the birthday spread, is it?
No, funny enough, it's not. This was in the world of golf. This is a good golfer. Plays off of 2 over in the States, right?
Yeah.
A guy called Zach Holland. Oh, yeah. He has confessed now to fraudulently planting his ball in the hole he obviously wants to run for president of the United States, of putting his ball in the hole during a tournament in the Winghaven Country Club. It's a Jack Nicklaus designed course in Missouri.
Yeah.
He had to go on telly and admit what he'd done.
Wow.
Did the first 3 holes, right, with his group as normal. Then he said to his playing partners they'd go and have to break off and take a phone call because he said his grandmother had a fall.
Oh, dear, right.
Oh, it's wicked, as
She's had a fall.
Oh, that's wicked. Saying something like that when she hadn't.
Bringing that in.
So he said he'd rush to the 4th tee, hit his tee shot, and then meet them on the green after he's phoned about his old nan.
This doesn't feel like a good cover story.
So, on arrival on the 4th green, said the Telegraph, Holland said that he had thinned the ball and did not know where it had ended up.
Okay, yeah.
When his playing partners found the ball in the cup, they celebrated what they thought was a hole-in-one.
Wow, yeah, fantastic.
But there was a little bit of suspicion for 1 or 2 people in the club. And the Winghaven staff decided to watch the security cameras, Charlie, and they showed Holland driving his little cart near the 4th ahead of the round, right? And apparently dropping the old ball in the hole.
Didn't realise there'd be cameras everywhere.
Yeah, I know. And now he's now apologised. I mean, he's a good player. He's not bad. He seems the sort of player, if he plays off a 2, he's probably capable of getting a hole-in-one on a par 3 potentially anyway. Who knows? But,
what's the point in that, Paul?
I know.
He's not gained anything from that at all.
He said there was
now known as a golf cheat.
No excuse for what I did. Completely in the wrong. There's really no motivation, he said. Just complete stupidity.
Yeah. How's his grand, does he say?
No, I do. I think she was all right.
She was okay.
I'm guessing.
That wasn't part of it, no.
Well, you would feel a bit worried when you said... Anyway, there
Did
we
you
are.
ever read about the bass fisherman, Paul? We're not doing anything, are we? No. We got the bass fisherman who put dead bass in the... planted them for the bass competition he was in, and he had someone with a snorkel under the lake,
putting the dead bass
dead bass on his hook, and he'd pull them out. Whoa, look at this one!
Wow.
Like, whoa, look at this! Wow, this one's alive.
That's incredibly elaborate, isn't it?
And he'd win loads of tournaments. It's all done on weight.
The trouble is when you do and away, it just sort of floats on the top, doesn't it? Yeah,
there it is. Yeah, well, there we go. But yeah,
now. So there we are, a bit of skullduggery in the world of golf and indeed bass fishing. But do check out the latest talkSPORT Daily podcast. Ollie Klink and the EFL expert Adrian Clark, former Arsenal player, of course, preview the new EFL season, covering new rules, standout transfers, promotion contenders and relegation battles across the Championship, League One and League Two. Here's a little snippet of Clarkey and his predictions for the season.
Let's start with the Championship. I want your teams that will be automatically promoted and your playoff winners.
Right, I'm going to go for West Ham United to win the title. They've got the best team, they've got a proven manager, and they've got Jarrod Bowen. So you've got to fancy them. I think Middlesbrough will go up with them in the top 2, a really well-coached side. And I'm going to plump for Norwich to win the playoffs. They've stagnated a bit in recent years, but they've got big momentum under Philippe Clement. So they're my 3.
Okay, moving on. I want the League One champion from you.
League One champions Leicester City. I think they've just got their squad is too good really for the division, and I think that Russell Martin is a coach that belongs at a higher level as well. And I think this time next year Leicester City and Russell Martin really should be back in the Championship. Yeah, they should be too strong for the rest.
And then finally, let's go down a different route. I want the surprise package of League Two.
The surprise package of League Two, right? I'm going to go with Barnet. Let's go with Barnet because I think that Barnet, year on year under Dean Brennan, they're getting better and better. They've established themselves as an EFL club again now, and they've signed some really good players. There's a good spirit about the place, and they're just a club on the up. So yeah, if you're looking for someone maybe out of the favourites to progress, wouldn't surprise me if it's Barnet.
There we are.
There we are. That's the talkSPORT Daily podcast with Adrian Clark and Ollie Klink. Go and check it out wherever you get your podcast.
Jason Cundy saying the Barnet's going to do well.
Yeah.
Jason's Barnet looked good, didn't it?
Yeah,
seen his hair, Paul?
No, I haven't seen it since the return. Is it looking good?
Looking good, it is, yeah. Looking like a Ken doll, he is.
Is he really?
He looks like made of plastic.
I'll make sure I check it out. definitely on the sports bar. He's up with Rory Jennings tonight at 10 o'clock. We're going to talk a bit of Super League, Rugby League. We're not only a few games left now before the playoffs are decided. There's still 7 teams in the mix for 6 places, and among them, pushing possibly for top 2 and all the advantages you get in Super League, are Wakefield Trinity, who've had another very good season on their return to Super League. And we'll be chatting to their own Jake Truman, as well as Tommy Conway of Middlesbrough, ahead of the start of the Championship season, of course, that gets underway tomorrow night here on talkSPORT. Still to come, birthday spread. Tim Vickery joining us with all the very latest from South America, but we'll get the news headlines next.
He was bullying Pacho. He was terrorising that defence. Did he miss chances? Yes, he did. Players at 25 will miss chances, never mind 17. He's going to learn a lot. I don't think you can start saying now he's the next striker after Harry Kane. But you know what you need to do now, Jeff? If I'm the FA, I am fast-tracking him because Luxembourg, no, he's not going to choose Luxembourg, but Cameroon, parents are from Cameroon. They'll be looking at him right now saying, we want to get him in the squad for the Cameroon, get him playing a competitive qualifier so that he can't play for England. So maybe fast track him.
He's made it pretty clear that he wants to play for England, hasn't he?
Yeah, but you never know, do you? There's so many players. I was in that position where I could have played for Scotland, Nigeria, through my parents. His parents are Cameroonian. So if I'm the England setup now, he's been called up to under 17s for friendlies this month. Yeah. I'm fast tracking him even to the 21s. Not straight away now, Jeff, but let's see how he does over the next 2 or 3 months. It won't surprise me if he gets fast-tracked to the 21s. And Thomas Tuchel, the FA, are looking at it and saying, okay, do we get him into the squad? Do we get him a cap in a qualifier, a Nations League game, so that he has to play for England? Because after Harry Kane, how many strikers do we look at and say, whoa, he's the next Harry Kane? I agree. They shouldn't put pressure on him now that he's going to be our next striker after Harry Kane. But that performance last night, even though it's only 60, 70 minutes, he was fantastic. And maybe if he continues and the manager gives him game time this season, we could be looking in 2 years' time, Jeff, at the Euros and saying he's on that plane and he's the cover for Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. Something like this?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision.
It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top level of football refereeing? You can apply to become a referee through your local county FA from as soon as your 14th birthday. After spending several hours either in the classroom or on the pitch, they'll grant you level 7 status, which allows you to officiate amateur games. Then you'll work your way through the ranks of amateur football, not reaching the National League until level 2. It's a long process, bearing in mind every level from 7 upwards takes an average of a year. Also, there's no specific number of games you have to ref or hours you have to log before moving on up. You simply just have to be good enough. Once you're level 2 and have enough experience at a National League level, you can apply to the EFL to become a level 1 referee. Then it's on you to get enough experience to climb through the ranks and eventually become a Premier League referee. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, But the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough to officiate games in the top flight. So if you want to make it to the top, there's less than a 1 in 1,000 chance of doing it, and it'll take you a decade to get there.
Afternoon, it's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Time to talk a bit of Super League Rugby League now, and I think 5 rounds of games left now before we get to the playoff stage. The 6 teams duke it out for the grand final.
It's good when the promoted teams do well, isn't it, Paul? Because it builds the game, doesn't it? Makes fresh blood.
Wakefield made the playoffs last year, but since they return, they are having a very good season.
Yeah.
And they're the third, and they're still in a position to take one of those top 2 places with 5 rounds remaining, which gives you all sorts of advantages when it comes to the playoffs. Joining us now is Wakefield Trinity's very own Jake Truman. Hi, Jake.
Hello, Jake.
Hey, lads. You all right?
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you.
Very exciting, isn't it, at the top of the table at the moment?
Yeah, mate, it's getting to that important part of the season now where everyone's getting excited, everyone's jostling for them top 2 positions. So, yeah, it's coming down to the main part of the season now.
The remaining games you have, how many of those, you still got to play Saints, haven't you? So of those 7 teams, how many of those do you come up against?
We've got Saints, and then we've got a couple of tough games. We've got Wigan, York. We've still got to play Warrington and Lee, who are in and around us. So, yeah, pretty tough end to the season for us. But yeah, if we can get the wins against them, then we can start to move up the table a little bit.
What's been the secret this year, Jake, would you say?
One of the main things is we kept everyone fit.
Yeah.
We've got a really fit squad at the minute. I think that's one of the most important things in all sports at the minute. It's in every game seems to be getting quicker, so the more you can keep your best players on the field, the better you'll be.
Yeah.
Well, when you say fit, Jake, is it a level of the walking wounded? I mean, when does it become like, no, actually, you can't play? Because it feels like you're all hard men, but you can only play on so much.
Yeah, mate, you got to push it quite a bit, to be honest. You go into the physio room before a game and it's carnage in there. People getting injections and taking tablets to get out on the field. So especially this time of the year, what we're coming in around 20 through, everyone's body's battered at the minute.
It's brutal, isn't it? Yeah.
What's it been? I mean, the pitches are bone dry. We've not seen any rain. I mean, what's it been like playing on the pitches in with the weather the way it's been recently?
Yeah, it's been all right, mate. It's not too bad. The groundsmen are pretty good in Super League. They look after it. It's a lot better than the first couple of months where you're playing on pretty much mud and you're slogging it out in mud, which is a lot worse than what we're playing on at the minute.
It must be like diving about on Astro, mustn't it? Where the pitches.
Well, they're allowed to water them, aren't they? They're allowed to water the pitches.
But they get.
If you've got new grass,
kind of hose pipe ban in professional sport. I think it would be pushing it a bit. I see the club have done a bit of business as well. You've made a signing, or you're about to make a signing next year. You've got Davy Litton coming in from Hull FC, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got Davey coming over. I'm good mates with Davey. I played with him for 2 years. He's a great signing for us. So, yeah, we've got a really good squad coming in next year. We've got some big NRL players coming over as well. So, yeah, exciting year for us next year.
Yeah. Currently third. Who's the toughest team that you've played so far?
Wigan. Wigan are probably the benchmark. They're the team to beat. I think if you beat them this year, you probably win the comp. So
yeah,
some of their better players, Bevan French, Jai Field, they're going to take some knocking off.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, having said that, you're 4 points behind them. So Wigan are in second. Leeds are top now, aren't they? Of course. So
and you took Leeds pretty close, didn't you? 24-22.
Yeah, we should have beat them. Really, we come out of that game and we thought we give it to them a little bit. We threw it away a little bit in that second half. We couldn't have played much worse there. So yeah, although it was a loss, we took a lot of confidence out of that. We're pretty confident if we play them again in the playoffs, we'll be able to beat them.
And getting that top two, as we were saying, does give you that sort of home advantage, doesn't it? So it's if you can do it, it's big.
Oh yeah, that top two is massive. You get a week off as well, which at this stage, this stage of the season, like I said, everyone's body's battered. A week off would be huge for us, and usually it's the top two that win. One of them wins the comp.
Yeah, great fans at Wakefield Trinity. They've been turning out for you, haven't they? They're really, really good there.
Yeah, they love it. They love the rugby. It's been probably a tough couple of, I'd say maybe 20 years for them before Matt Ellis, the owner, got involved. So yeah, Matt's really given them something to get behind and get excited about. And yeah, they followed us really well, which all builds the excitement of the club.
Well, good stuff, Jake. All the best for the rest of the season.
Good luck, Jake.
Appreciate you joining us. Thanks very much.
Nice one. Cheers, fellas.
Jake Truman there of Wakefield Trinity. We have got lots of those games. We can bring you a game every week here on the talkSPORT network in these last few weeks.
It's a great game anyway. Once it gets into the playoffs, it gets
the playoffs
so exciting, isn't it?
Good.
It's really great.
So the final charge we're billing it as in these remaining 5 games. Tonight we've got Leeds Rhinos versus Lee Leopards. Craig Murdoch and Paul Cook are your commentary team. It's on talkSPORT 2 and it kicks off at 8 o'clock. So lots of rugby league throughout the season, as is the EFL coverage, which we're going to be bringing you throughout the season. And we've got Borough in action this weekend against newly promoted Lincoln. Ian Danter's your commentator, alongside Adrian Clark. And Will Gavin, your host for that one. That's over on talkSPORT.
Lincoln still singing Tottenham away, LA.
Well, we had the two Lincoln. We had the joint managers on.
Oh yeah,
and said like it was Tottenham away. Lincoln away was the stick to beat Spurs with.
Yeah, it was like, but careful, you're going to drop into that. Yeah,
I think they were a bit sad that they'd missed out on that trip to Spurs.
But always this season, Paul. It's always next.
I'm not. Yeah, it's always next season. That's true.
They might go up.
I did say that
Lincoln might get promoted, Paul. You never know.
They could do. They could do. Yeah, excellent. So we're going to be having a chat with Tommy Conway of Middlesbrough ahead of the start of the championship season. We'll have a birthday spread for you later. Tim Vickery's going to be joining us to bring us all the big stories from the world of South American football as well. We're here as always with our very good friends at Tool Station. First stop for everything for the job from 7 a.m. Monday to Saturday. Start strong, start it right. First stop, Tool Station.
talkSPORT's Matt Scott, the guy who just heard doing the news there, talking absolute guff because he rattled some cages this morning on breakfast. He listed off the top 10 biggest clubs in the UK. He said Chelsea cheated their way to success, can't be in the top 10, and Spurs have never won a Champions League. So, and he's put them, he's not even in the top 10. They finished 17th for like 2 seasons in a row. I think he needs to remember that Nottingham Forest ain't been in the Premier League for about 15 seasons. So, anyway, Rory, we've asked you to do your top 10. What did you make just on Matt Scott's Chelsea not being in the top 10?
Yeah, I mean, look, before we get into this, I think it's important that I just establish something very clearly. Matt Scott is my friend.
Yeah.
He's somebody who I rate incredibly highly. I think he's got a huge future, and I like him. It is one of the worst things I've ever heard in my entire life, though. All of that being said, now, I think we can just go for the jugular, be completely honest.
Yeah.
It gave me a migraine.
Yeah.
I feel like listening to that list, I've lost IQ points. Having heard that, I'm now thicker because it is the worst list I've ever heard of anything.
No, some bad takes on talkSPORT, and we're all likely to come out with some nonsense every now and then. And
you are. Speak for yourself.
No,
Danny.
you
Speak
are
for
as
yourself.
well.
No, speak for
and
yourself.
you can back your argument, but when I heard Bill sent me the list, and I just was just like,
yeah, everything about the list, everything about the list was wrong.
There's clickbait, and then there's just you're talking absolute. Yeah,
it's like
ridiculous guff.
It's lunacy. It's like, should Max Scott be reading the news, being on talkSPORT, or should he be in Broadmoor?
And the talkSPORT network is your home of the EFL throughout the season.
Jimenez with a header. Oh, it's brilliant. Powerful header from Raul Jimenez. Heading back across goal. It's in. It's in. And Blackburn back-to-back wins. They are back in the Championship. Bolton 4, Stockport 1.
Gotta love the EFL. Just got to.
Britain's ball in, right-footed efforts in. What a start. It's Middlesbrough that take the lead.
Lincoln get the ball into the box. Oh, my goodness me. It's 1-0.
Looks for Birmingham. Has scored.
Larin shoots. Larin scores. And as quick as a flash, Southampton out of nowhere have got a goal.
And the cross deflected goes in to give Burnley the lead. Going into the area. Oh, Jared Bowen at his very best.
A superb advert for the EFL.
Yep, it's back tomorrow night here on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. We're going to bring you a whole season of EFL action. I was looking at some stats today. I believe that the EFL is the most watched league in Europe.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
Third most watched league in Europe, which is still pretty impressive when you consider the just the sheer numbers of people who go to the games and the size of the clubs and how well supported they are.
I reckon it's tough as a player. I think it's probably the toughest league as a player to be in because it's
relentless.
Relentless, isn't it?
As they often say. Anyway, we're going to cross to Borough's new Southland Sports and Community Hub.
Oh, very nice.
Where they're having a bit of a day. It's the Borough Football Foundation.
Family fun day, Paul.
Yeah, Utilita Football Festival 2026. And some of the players have turned up, including their front man, Tommy Conway. Hi, Tommy.
Hello, Tommy.
Hi, guys. You okay?
Yeah, good. You had a good turnout today from the Borough fans?
unbelievable. They're all queuing, waiting for a photo and a signature. So I've got a bit of an audience. So you'll have to watch yourself.
One Tommy Conway. Get him to sing that one Tommy Conway.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Get him to sing when you sign in your new contract.
Have you got, Tommy, I'm not a Borough fan, so you have to forgive me. Have you got your own song? What do the Borough fans sing to you?
They do. They sing the Tommy Conway's On My Mind, Danny's Borough's Number 9. They sing that one.
Oh, no, that's nice. That's nice. Must be nice to have your own song.
Yeah. Very nice indeed. I've got to give you a message. Dylan Fern has been in touch on my Instagram, and he says, Tommy Conway, Taunton and District Schools legend. Say hello to him from all of us. What was your Taunton and District Schools record like, Tommy? Were you just an absolute
goal machine?
I remember scoring a lot of goals for them. I can't lie, but good memories playing for the district. I must have been about 12 or 13 then, so I'm not sure how you've got hold of him, but fair play.
He's got hold of me. You didn't fancy just staying at home and playing for the Peacocks then, for Taunton Town?
I didn't, but I do have mates who play for them, and I do go down when I'm home and watch them. So
very nice.
I've got a lot of time for the Peacocks.
Well, I suppose I'm after what happened last season, good and bad. There's a bit of a buzz, I would imagine, around the place at the moment, and a lot of people sort of tipping you promotion to go one better. So I'll take it. It's a good vibe at the club at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. I think you can see recruitment-wise what we've recruited and how we've gone about our business, and watching the boys train. Competition for places is stronger than ever, and I feel when you've got a squad like that, it only helps on the pitch. And I've got a lot of optimism and faith that we can go one better this year.
Talking of reinforcements, young Will Lankshire's coming from my team Spurs, and we were sorry to see him go, but I was delighted to see him score that goal in the Carabao Cup last week. You've been working with him for a couple of weeks now. What have you made of him?
Will, he's a good character off the pitch, and I think his finish the other night spoke a lot about him. In the box at the right time, I feel like he's going to be a great addition for us. Hopefully, score a lot of goals and help contribute to a positive season.
Yeah, when someone like that turns up, does everybody sort of not stare at them? But are they very aware of a new player coming in that maybe has dropped down a level a little bit, and so you expecting to see a little bit of magic, or is it just everyone makes them feel part of the team?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, we lost Tommy. Oh, have we lost Tommy? We're losing Tommy now. He's at the
gone.
He's got some kid who wants his autographs unplugged.
No. I think it's just we just had a bit of a break in the line. See if we can get him back. If we can.
What do you think you've got going on?
We got him back. Sorry, Tommy. We had a bit of a break in your line there. Yeah, you were saying that he had to take
part of the team.
Yeah.
Will, I feel like everyone has to bring something to the team, but you have to have that individual quality.
Yeah.
But then you also have to fit into the team and how the manager wants to play, and I feel like he's done that perfectly since he's come in.
Yeah, great.
So what's been going on today? So you've got all the fans there wanting autograph and stuff like that. But what other
I'm
things?
guessing big dartboard, like one of those inflatable dartboards. You keep the ball at the dartboard.
I don't think it's a summer fate.
Beat the keeper. Going for beat the keeper. Yeah, they're both on there. Yeah, good luck, Tommy. Yeah.
I've got my eyes on a goal with holes in. Kids are trying to get it in the hole.
Yes.
There's stuff going on outside. I think there's foot golf set up outside. Everyone's just having fun. There's carnage, to be honest with you. I'm probably going to get hit with a ball in a minute, but
you're out for the season at the family fun day. It's a nightmare.
Well, on a serious note, you had a bit of a tough old summer. You had an injury, didn't you? Was it the playoff games you got injured? You'd got back in the Scotland squad around the friendlies pre-World Cup, so that was a bit of a blow for you, I'm sure, over the summer.
Yeah, 100%. Getting injured in that game, I ultimately missed the World Cup. I spoke to Steve Clark, and I feel like I would have had a good chance of going. And then obviously I missed the final at Wembley, and we obviously lost that as well. So it was a bitter pill to swallow, but I'm fighting my way back, and I'm hungrier than ever to go on better this year.
Are you kind of 100? Will you be back for the start of the season? Can you tell us something?
I feel like I'm just trying to get my body in a place where I feel fit again. I'm not sure I'll be too long, but I'm not going to rush myself, that's for sure.
No, okay.
Don't rush out.
So it must have been a tough watch then, the World Cup over. Yeah. And maybe you imagined yourself on the end of some of those chances when Scotland were playing.
You can make a difference on the pitch, yeah.
Nah, it was top to watch Scotland in a World Cup for the first time in a long time. And as much as I wasn't there, I was rooting the boys on to do well. And, hopefully there's another one in 4 years' time that I'll be at.
What's the link? And how are you linked if you're from Taunton? How are you linked to Scotland? What's the link?
Both my parents are Scottish, so I'm a Scot through parents and family, and there's nothing better for me than representing Scotland and making my family proud.
Excellent. Do they follow a team in Scotland, Tommy? Your parents?
They do. We're a Celtic-based family, so.
Right. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure many will like that, but
you can only be who you are, can't you?
So a dream one day, maybe, to pull on the green and white hoops. No, Tommy.
Himself to Celtic.
Don't go to Celtic.
Dad, Tommy's leaving us to Celtic.
No, he's not. Just blame that idiot on talkSPORT. He was the one who said it. He's not going anywhere.
There's a lot of kids crying now.
So a new gaffer as well for Scotland. So, look, we don't know what's going to happen, whether it's someone externally or internally. If it is internally, Stephen Naismith, as a coach, but it's someone else to impress, isn't it? Because you want to stay in the setup with the home Euros and all that.
Of course, and I feel like I owe everything to Steve Clarke. He gave me my debut when I was 21, and I've been in all of his squad, so it's something new at international level to play under a new manager. And it's probably not going to be too dissimilar to at club level with someone else to impress. And if I want to be on the pitch, ultimately my football has to do the talking. So that's always been my focus when new managers come in. And I'm hoping that in September, hopefully I can get into that camp.
Excellent. Well, look, best of luck for the season.
Yeah,
Tommy,
keep banging them in, Tommy.
We'll let you get back and sign those autographs. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we are. It's Tommy Conway, the Borough forward there at the Borough Foundation's Utility Football Festival 2026. It's a big free family event, Charlie. You would have loved it there.
I don't love it. I don't like forced fun, really, Paul, if I'm honest.
Okay.
But,
they got fun football and non-football activities.
Oh, okay. What are they?
I don't know what. I don't know. I mean, I was going to focus on the football.
Someone doing their accounts in the corner.
That's it. Somebody doing their VAT. Yeah. Non-football events.
Receipts blowing everywhere.
Borough's finance director going through the books. A sort of actuary masterclass.
Yeah, I mean, the kids aren't enjoying it, but,
Join Borough's finance department as they go through the invoices for the season. Non-football activity.
Doing a stock take.
No, I think that would be.
Stock take going
there's
on.
Lots of jobs in football that aren't being a footballer, and that would showcase that, wouldn't
That'd be nice, Paul.
Would showcase
that. Like there's, the T-bar doing a stock take on what they need.
Club safety officer trying to find the right keys for the main stand.
Fire officer.
Yeah.
We're going around, just like that in the high vis.
Yeah.
Need to order in a few more high vises, Brian.
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, as we said, the championship returns tomorrow night here on talkSPORT for what's the game tomorrow? I keep forgetting what the game is tomorrow, Charlie. It's Blackburn, isn't it?
We've only said it about 8 times.
Yeah, we have.
It's Blackburn versus Middlesbrough v Blackburn.
Is it? I thought Middlesbrough. No, it's not Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough playing on Sunday. Wolves. That's it. Wolves. Yeah.
One of them, Paul. One of those.
You're putting me off now. Doing your accountancy. Doing your accountancy.
Wolves versus Blackburn.
That's it.
Live on talkSPORT.
It is. That's
live and exclusive, Paul.
That's it.
The home of the EFL.
Tomorrow. Thank you very much for that advert. Well done. Sunday, of course, Community Shield will bring you Arsenal versus Manchester City.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Prem's back. Arsenal Coventry the following Friday night. So, yeah, the football well and truly back on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. If only we could remember the teams. It's a lot of football.
It's a lot of teams.
It's a lot of teams.
It's all of them.
It's a lot of football.
To remember all of them.
Tim Vickery is going to join us, and we will be looking at some of the big stories in the world of South American football. And we'll have a birthday spread before we hand over to Jamie O'Hara and Darren Bent with Drive.
History is going to repeat itself. No, I never go out on a limb and talk like this about Chelsea. I said Arsenal win the title for the last 3 seasons, and eventually they did. I'm going Chelsea. You Gooners, you should be fearful of Chelsea.
This is it, you see. He's been down the Wimpole clinic, and all of a
what has he
sudden,
been eating in the Maldives? That's what I want to know.
I don't think it's that.
Now,
Don't get me wrong.
What has he been smoking?
Do you know what it is?
He's talking absolute guff.
It's everything, no, Jay. It's everything combined.
Everything about him I hate already.
This is
his hair, his tan.
His hair. Yeah, no,
the nonsense he's coming out with early doors. Like, he's been back for one show. And he's come back and said, Chelsea are going to win the title.
Yeah, people go away. Right, I think people, as soon as you put a bit of hair back on someone's head, and look, let's be fair, that is a beautiful transplant, right? It's up there. You know, when you think about footballers that have had transplants.
Do you know what, mate? I've seen signs.
It's good, isn't it?
It's all right.
It's a good transplant.
It's not bad.
And
I
think he's now. Yeah, he's definitely
died.
Definitely died.
Yeah, he's
definitely died. Of course he has. But he's now just like a new man. He's got this sort of housewife's favourite thing going on. He knows that his sex appeal's back. He knows. I can tell. You know, he's sitting there. He's obviously been in the gym when he's been in the Maldives. Yeah, he's got himself a bit of colour. He's got the beautiful Barnet now.
Bit of a dilf.
This is it. Yeah. And then I was talking about him being the housewife's favourite, and he said something like this. Do you know what he said to me? He went, the problem is, if you are the housewife's favourite, it's generally the older girls. You know, you don't really necessarily want the old. I went, you happy to be the old? Do you like the older girls? He went, no, not really.
talkSPORT Sports Update with NordVPN. Connect and protect your online traffic with our most advanced VPN.
3:02. Good afternoon. A strict 5 p.m. deadline tomorrow is what Chelsea have given Man City, who they say must spend 120 million to capture their second Chelsea Enzo of the summer. And on these terms, according to Ben Jacobs, the Blues will not budge.
And then if you think of Enzo Fernandez, he was suspended for 2 games mid-season for flirting via the media with a move to Madrid. And now City is his most concrete and I think only option as it stands.
But the move could be dependent on City selling Rodri and Tierney Reinders. Barcelona are expected to make a third bid after a rejected one of 55 million, while Saudi club Al Qadzir are happy to spend similar on Reinders, with Forest also interested. Meanwhile, former Villa players are telling us Ollie Watkins has some stiff competition this season, or a new strike partner off the back of 17-year-old Brian Maggio's domineering display against PSG. Here's Stan Collymore.
But when you've got a 6'5" proper central striker that can occupy the two of Paris Saint-Germain, get in the box, wasn't afraid to miss, scores a cracking goal, and you've got a dearth of those kind of players in England, then England is going to have a look at you without a shadow of a doubt.
And Steve Harmison has told us he backs Joe Root taking away any late-night drinking curfews for England's Test cricket players off the back of the Stokes debacle.
Ben Stokes is literally retired off the back of falling foul of a curfew for winning a test match for the first time in a long time when he had 10 days before the next test match. For me, you can go and do what you want. If there's 4 days in between games, then it's a different story. I think this is what Joe's saying. Just be responsible.
Despite Root suggesting the door could still be open for Stokes if he fancies an Ashes comeback, Harmy reckons Stokes' relationship with the current ECB management means he won't be back.
talkSPORT News.
A rare amber warning for extreme heat in England has been expanded and the number of T-level pupils hits a record high. Amelia's back at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Heatwave outside, oven inside. Stay cool this summer with a free aircon check. Book online or visit your local QuickFit today.
Mid to high 30s across the UK, many parts of England and Wales. Humidity levels also high, cloudier in Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Everyone's got an opinion. Back yours at Betfair. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Yes, time once again to get all the latest odds with James Mackey from our friends, new official betting partner, Betfair.
I think we bankrupted them yesterday, though, Paul.
Let's start patting you and
James
Max
is out
on
of a
the
job.
back. Well, because, James, you were in yesterday and you set up a bet builder for the fellas for the Super Cup, and it came in, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Look, what a start.
Amazing
what a start. The first bet builder, the first charity bet for the Bobby Moore Fund, obviously brilliant charity. 7-1 it was in the end, and Max went for both teams to score, 8-11. That landed. You went, Charlie, for PSG to score first.
I did,
we talked about their attack, didn't we? And we thought that
you
might
said
happen.
Gomez to get booked.
Joe Gomez to be carded. I gave the value to the bet builder at 2-1. So it's £400 and 28p.
Brilliant.
To the Bobby Moore Fund to kick us off. So
That's
really great start.
And we'll be doing that throughout the season, which is so we can do okay.
Put it all on red. No, don't do that.
No, don't really. Please gamble responsibly. So you're lethal, Charlie. You really are. Anyway, let's have a look at the EFL season, which we're right across here on talkSPORT, and we heard from Adrian Clark, one of our EFL experts, earlier on in the daily podcast, going for West Ham to win the championship. Are they the favourites?
They are, and they are the strong favourites, Paul. They're 7-4 at the top of the market. West Ham, they've had some outgoings, haven't they? Mateus Fernandes obviously went 85 million. They've got some money back in. They've actually took the most bets we've seen on the outright championship market. 56% of the bets have been on West Ham to win it. And they're the 7-4 favourites. Wolves, obviously another team that came down 5-1. They are in the market. Made some really shrewd signings, haven't they? Kieran Trippier, Raul Jimenez has come back. Middlesbrough, they're 17-2.
Experience they've signed.
They have.
That's what they've signed.
I think Kieran Trippier's took the armband as well, which will be really, really good for Wolves. Middlesbrough 17-2, obviously just fell short last season. Burnley 10-1, another team that came down. And then you've got Birmingham at 14-1. Obviously, it's the Tom Brady effect, isn't it, really, that if they can get going. I'm not sure about you guys, but Southampton 12-1. I know they've had all the stigma around them last season, but he's still a good manager. They're still a good team. I think they could do really well this year. And 12-1, I think, looks quite a nice price.
As if they get that siege mentality, isn't it?
Yeah, because they are going to get clogged wherever they go. I mean, I saw that the fans were singing... what was the song? I can't remember what it was.
Which fans? The away fans?
No, the Southampton fans were singing "We'll spy when we want." So they have clearly decided they're going to double down on it because they are going to get cheats wherever they go, and the manager's going to get booed. It's panto, isn't it?
It is.
Every team's going to try and get an advantage from it.
And obviously, this season we have the 8 places, don't we, for the playoffs in the championship as well. So
right.
It's going to be really interesting to see. You look at Wrexham. Wrexham are 20-1, and they're the big story, aren't they, from the championship with obviously Ryan Reynolds and the Hollywood around.
Well, we always discuss that, Paul, don't we? That you can buy the National League to a certain extent. You can, if you throw enough money behind it, but it's tough to buy.
West Ham have got a very good squad, and all the teams you mentioned. But the Opta supercomputer last year predicted that Sheffield United were going to win it,
16-1.
And they finished 13th. So there are no guarantees. It spits out, it sort of chews up and spits out very good teams, the Championship, doesn't it?
It really, I think it's the toughest league in the world, Championship. And I know, like I said, there's 2 extra places in the playoffs this season, but every season you see it's either 1.2 points to the playoffs, and then even sometimes the teams run away with it at the top if they have the best teams and have the most amount of money. But
did you say Millwall, James? I quite fancy Millwall.
Millwall, they're 22-1 Millwall. They had a really good season
for promotion. Or
they've
made
to win the league. Yeah,
to win the league.
To win the league. This is the outright. Obviously, can bet each way as well on that. And
knock on the door every year at the moment.
They were very good last season. I think they probably. If you look at fans of Millwall, they might have said, I'm not sure we're going to do that. They've been in and around it, but they had a really good go at it last season and have kept pretty much the same squad, haven't they, again this season?
So. To go down, I guess, is it the sort of prime Lincoln will be getting it in the neck and sort of other teams that people think are going to have a tough season? I imagine QPR have been down there a fair bit in recent years, haven't they?
Yeah, it's really interesting when you obviously look at the bigger price to win it, but they'll be the same obviously when you come down to the relegation market. So Lincoln, they're at 175-1 to win the league.
Sure.
It was brilliant what they did last season. I think they have the 2 managers, don't they, that we haven't seen before really, and how that works. Charlton, they're a big price at at 100 to 1, and obviously they'll be down there in terms of the odds for the relegation. Preston, they're another one that are really big price that not many people have got.
Preston always come. It's the law. They come back 14th.
Yeah,
always. Bristol City 12th. Preston 14th. It's just how it works.
And then you have Cardiff and Bolton, obviously that came up that will always be talked about for going down. Portsmouth and Blackburn were another one that struggled last season, weren't they? So
Stoke had a bit of a rough end of the season, didn't they?
They did, but it's a strange one because I think the nostalgia around Stoke, because they were in the Premier League for so long, and they always seem to have like one player that's half decent and then might move on. They're 33 to 1 to win the league this season. But like you said, it's just so tough.
The outright market's tough, isn't it? Because you know
it really
you've
is.
got a proper favourite.
In Leicester City in League One are the favourites, I guess.
They are strong favourites as well. So like we said, with West Ham 7 to 4, Leicester are 2 to 1. Strong favourites at the top of the market to win the league. They've took 50% of the bets we've seen on the outright market so far. Sheffield Wednesday 6 to 1, obviously came down, had the points deduction last season. They're 6 to 1 second favourites. Luton under Jack Wilshere 13 to 2. We've seen punters get behind that at the moment. Plymouth, obviously they played Exeter, and we spoke about that, didn't we? On the before they played on the Monday. They're actually 11 to 1 with Tom Cleverley in charge there. Huddersfield 12 to 1, and Stockport 14 to 1. And interestingly, MK Dons 14 to 1 as well. It's another one where it's so tough, and until you really see how the season goes, it's really, really hard to predict what goes on. You got Bradford in there at 18 to 1.
It's always that thing, it's so many games. It's so many games, and you feel like there's so many games to go, and then all of a sudden it's March.
Well,
and it's like you are where you are.
Exactly.
It's difficult.
Clarkey on his prediction, Adrian Clark, went for Barnet in League Two. Could be a surprise team. What are the punters saying about
Well, I'm
Barnet?
just scrolling down here for Barnet. 17 to 2, third favourites Barnet. Salford are the favourites at 7 to 2. Obviously the class of 92, people getting behind them. 34% of the bets they've took on the Betfair Sportsbook, so punters getting behind them. Bristol Rovers, second favourites, 15 to 2. Port Vale, interestingly, obviously they came down, didn't they? They got beat by Wolves, 10 to 1. Grimsby 10 to 1 got to the playoffs last season. I think against Salford, wasn't it, in the playoffs last season? Chesterfield 11 to 1, and then York. Obviously, all that happened with York and Rochdale last season. York are 12 to 1
under the ownership of Matt Ugler as well.
Yes,
got rid of the manager that bought them up out of the National League, and
I thought
see how it works out.
I thought a team that was quite interesting, and they were up there for quite a long time. I think it was 2 seasons ago, and they never prevailed. Was Walsall? They're 18 to 1 in the market. It's just
they were 12 clear at one point.
That's what I mean. They look a big price at 18 to 1. Obviously, it's just if they can maintain it throughout the season. But again, it's another tricky one, and there's always a team that pops up that you don't. Every season.
Bromley, did we say Bromley in League One? They
Bromley
last year.
Yes, they're
double promotion from.
So they're the big outsiders, 125 to 1.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Go on, Charlie. 50p each way.
I don't mind it.
James, lovely to see you. Thanks for popping in.
James.
Thanks very
Appreciate
much.
it. It's James Mackey there from Betfair, looking at all the odds across the EFL. For all the latest offers, go to betfair.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Everyone's got an opinion. Back yours at Betfair. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Tim Vickery with us shortly to look at the big stories from the world of South American football. We are here with Tool Station. First stop, Tool Station.
talkSPORT reporter Max Scott has sent the callers crazy. He has done his top 10 clubs in Britain. Have a listen if you missed it. The highlights of it are there is no Chelsea and Tottenham in the top 10. Celtic are above Arsenal. Forest are 5th above Villa in 6th. No Rangers. So let's head to the phone lines now and get your thoughts on 03717 22 3344. Clive is a Chelsea fan, and before we say it in Clive, Chelsea is a big club for me, a big, big club. Morning, Clive.
Morning, Clive.
Morning. This guy's an idiot. I mean, he's going back saying about Brian Clough and Forest. Yeah, that's what they won then. But if you go back, I'm a Chelsea supporter and they're a big club. But saying Man City weren't big before now is ridiculous. You remember Man City in the 60s, Franny Lee, Mike Summerby, they were a big
Colin
club.
Bell.
Always a big club.
Colin Bell, yeah.
What a player. What a player. You know what I'm saying? He's picking a little bit of history. You can't say Forest are in the top 10 clubs.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, when I think of Clive, when I think of big clubs, I think of support, travelling support.
Yeah, precisely.
Been up there with great players and challenging Europe. Maybe not necessarily winning it, but they're big clubs for me.
That's right. Yeah, big clubs. Man City's always been a big club. Chelsea's always been a big club.
Time then to enter the world of South American sport once again. Our correspondent Tim Vickery joins us. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing?
Yeah, we're not too bad, thank you. A very heartfelt statement from Lionel Messi yesterday after the death of his dad, hinting at the fact, well, he actually said, I'm not quite sure how I can carry on without you around. I'm sure this has caused sort of ripples over in the world of South American football.
Yeah, because the dad really has been part of the project all along. You know, it was his dad who went over with him to Barcelona at the age of 13 and has always been there. It's part really of this kind of new generation of like kids who've been hothoused by their fathers. And so he's always been part of the project, always been the mate and the advisor. I think this was part of all of that tragedy around the final.
Yeah,
you know, because he's hoping all through the tournament that his dad's going to be fit enough to, you know, to get up and watch the matches. See, one Argentine journalist lost her job because she proclaimed him dead during the course of the tournament, jumping the gun by about a month. And so I think that was all part of it. And well, you wonder how he's going to ride this one, because there are other decisions to make about how long he can go on anyway, aren't there? The end is tragically, it's clearly very, very close. It reminds me a little bit maybe of Marlon Brando. You know, Marlon Brando, he acted to make his mum happy. And then when his mum left, he wasn't quite so keen anymore.
Motivation, yeah.
Yeah, and he did it on his own terms, and he came up with The Godfather. So we'll see if there's any Godfathers left in Lionel Messi.
He did come back, didn't he, from his dad's funeral, and turned out and played for Inter Miami, probably in his dad's memory, because he would have wanted him to, and maybe there would have been a lot of talk of that when the family came together, that he would have wanted you to carry on.
Yeah, and it's where he's happiest as well. You know, he was. There was a fella in the Eurovision Song Contest many years ago, whose song, I can see your face there, it's very nice. Whose entry was entitled "A Man Was Born to Do One Thing and I Was Born to Sing." Okay. And as Clive James commented, how wrong can a man be? But in the case of Lionel Messi, he was born to do one thing, and it's out there on the football field. So you know, it's his language. But we shall see. And one of the things I think the World Cup final made very, very clear is that there are limits to how far you can push back the hands of time. He's done it for longer than most because he's such a wonderful. He understands space so well. So even from a kind of minimalist athletic point of view, he can still find little slots on the field from where he can work his magic. But clearly, you know, in the race between athlete and time, there's only ever one winner.
Yeah. And has he done his badges, or will he open a newsagents or something?
I can't imagine him coaching. Can you?
No.
Really can't. And I mean, running a pub.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't think that's going to happen either.
He can. I mean, he can spend the rest of his life just being Lionel Messi as other.
Yeah, but what is that? What is that? You know, being Lionel Messi has meant being out there on the football field.
Yeah.
Now he's got that huge existential void to fill. You know, this is the dilemma of all former players, and he's managed to push it back for longer than most. And there was that really interesting interview that he gave about a year ago when he did shine a light into himself in a way that he's very, very seldom done. He talks about how hard because I think he is maybe on the spectrum perhaps somewhere, and he talks about how hard it was for him, you know, all the kids rushing around. He likes order. He likes everything being ordered. So, you know, having young kids rushing around a little bit was all a little bit too much for him sometimes, and he had to go and isolate himself. And really, he's one of those people who, when he takes the football field, that's his stage. That you know. So what he's going to do without it, that's a challenge.
You hinted at the bond between him and his dad, and you know, obviously it's terrible when anybody loses their father, but to go to a foreign country at 13 and be probably quite fearful, everything that went on, we know, with Barcelona, you've got to get to 5'8", obviously you won't get a contract, and growth hormone. They went through a lot, and it was just them there, wasn't it, initially? So you can imagine how this has hit him so incredibly hard.
Yeah, and this I think is becoming increasingly common in the world of football. I often think of like the great original Ronaldo as in a way being like the last of the Mohicans, because he was a normal working class kid, you know, bunking the train and so on, until he's like 15, 16. And then within 2 years, he's an absolute global superstar. And these days, and this doesn't just apply to South America. I was on here with talking about this very thing with Sean Dyche the other day. You know, they're obviously often they're projects of their fathers, and they're hothoused from the age of like 5 and 6 and 7. In South America, quite often they're taking on adult responsibilities because the entire families will stop working and just be the support structure for this young man who's expected to fulfill the economic hopes and dreams of his entire extended family. You know, I know a journo who's gone in depth with this, and he says, you know, they're a little bit like soldiers on a mission these days, and you do worry about the long-term effects of mental health, even on the ones who succeed.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Now, someone who went viral this week and wishes they hadn't is JC Moreno, who plays for Curitiba. They were playing Chapecoense, and he jumped over an advertising board straight into a hole. And it's, I mean, what a mad story, Tim. I'm sure people have been asking you about it.
It gets better and it gets worse because, you know, he's a centre-back celebrating a goal. He's got every right to go a bit mental, isn't he? He doesn't score very often, and he jumps over and does himself a bit of a mischief.
Yes.
And the dreaded VAR strikes, you know, so the whole thing was in vain. Absolutely brilliant. You know, some lessons you got to learn the hard way.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's just imagine this the way he just disappears and then suddenly appears again.
Come out dressed as something else.
It's beautiful. It's like Buster Keaton. It's beautiful comic timing. Memphis Depay, formerly of Barca and United fame, not happy with Corinthians, who he thought he was going to stay with, but they withdrew his contract. He's not a happy man, Tim.
No, and this is just extraordinary incompetence from the club, Corinthians. It explains why they're not up there with Flamengo and their local rivals, Palmeiras, because you're supposed to do the sums before you offer the player the contract. If you offer the player the contract and you make a promise to the player, this is your contract, and then you do the sums and you think, wait up, this doesn't quite add up. That really is on the club, isn't it? I mean, I think they're in problems here. One of the problems, they got that stadium, that was built for the World Cup 2014. That had been a dream of Corinthians all along, to have their own stadium, get their own stadium. And they haven't been able to pay for that. And part of the financing was done of it. They got a little kind of museum there. And they honestly expect it's a long way out of the centre of Sao Paulo. It's a way out. They expected to get more visitors there than to Barcelona's museum, which is at Barcelona Stadium, which is fairly central in the city of Barcelona, which is visited by many, many, many more people than the rather nondescript city of Sao Paulo is visited by. So again, it's whoever's doing the sums, sack him, because it's blatant. It's blatant incompetence. And obviously, at a time when Brazilian football is beginning to attract that kind of talent, there'll be other players thinking, Corinthians don't want to go there, not really trustworthy. So as well as a bad deal with this player, it's a PR nightmare, I think.
Just quick one on Ronald Araujo, who's gone from Barca to Liverpool, the Uruguay player. Do you expect him to be a success in the Premier League?
I really, really like him, and he can be rash, but if you're a front forward centre back, he can play right back as well. Then a little bit of rashness, I think, is to be expected. He's a man mountain. He's extremely quick, unless a succession of injuries have just taken the edge off him a little bit. This is one of the problems. He breaks down an awful lot, and he's gone now to the last 2 World Cups as first choice, and he hasn't got on the field in either of them. He's broken down on the eve of the World Cup twice, so he hasn't done that. If you look at the number of games that he's played for Barcelona, quite a few of them have been off the bench recently. That's because, as well as being a little bit physically fragile with injuries, he had some problems with his mental health last season and had to take a little bit of time off. So this is a challenge for the coach, but he's got a coach who speaks his language there at Liverpool, which will help. And it's exactly the area of the field that they should have reinforced last year when they were buying more strikers and they knew what to do with. So I do have hopes for this deal. And he's quick. He can get and he's physically strong. He's everything you want from a big centre back, providing that the coach can keep him fit and keep him focused.
Sounded like he needed a new challenge by the sound of it, and just a new environment,
and somewhere where Kubasi isn't playing. Maybe that will help.
Well, Tim, thank you as always. We'll
Brilliant,
catch up with
Tim.
you next week. All the best.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
Thank you. It's Tim Vickery there, looking at some of the stories from the world of South American football. But we'll be going head-to-head next, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
For the birthday spread.
Tim just said, I don't know who does the sums, but they need to be sacked. I don't think that he was talking about South American football, not about the birthday spread.
Do you think he was talking about Jeff Peters?
Maybe, you never know. I don't know.
Well, look, as far as I know, he's still very safe in his... Who'd want to do it? Let's be honest. Who'd do it
Jeff
better?
loves it.
Who'd do it better? And who
goes on my social media, tells everyone the current score. He's there.
No one would be. He's like the Andy Zortzman of the birthday spread. He crunches the numbers. No one will be prepared to do that for a kids' game. It's a waste of half an hour.
Exactly.
Andy Jacobs will join us next, along with Jeff, and we'll bring you a birthday spread. Hopefully you'll be playing along at home, in the car, wherever. And of course, as always, we'll see how you're faring at the halftime interval.
Who's winning the title?
Don't know. I don't know. I want to know what you think of this, because I haven't got a clue. I really haven't. I think it's one of the most hardest calls to make we've had in recent years.
The thing is about Manchester City, I wonder without Pep how different it'll be.
Yep, and if they lose Rodri.
Exactly. you wonder what it's going to be like,
Yeah.
but then you never write them off. Arsenal, I think, look like the most complete team.
Gabriel injured though for
This is
5
true,
months.
For 5 months.
And Trossard going out. I don't like the Trossard sale. I really don't. I think he's such a big, influential player for them. I can't believe they've sold him.
I know, but then Guimaraes came on in.
Big signing. Like him a lot.
But then I also look at Manchester United and I wonder, but Chelsea, I think, Jason's right. I
Yeah.
don't think we should be sleeping on it at all.
No. We could have a 5 or 6 horse race this season.
Yeah.
That would be incredible. It really would. I don't want to see somebody run away with it.
Go on then, though. But Jason looked down the camera and delivered that it will be Chelsea.
I know.
So who is it, Ben? Put your neck on the line.
I'm going to say Man United. I do. I think Man United. I think the last season's form has set into motion a style of play and an expectation of what them players have to deliver week in, week out for Manchester United.
But they've got Champions League. They're back in Champions League.
They're back in Champions League.
I think they've got enough.
I think if they can add another one or two, Man United are definitely within a shout. But they need to add 1 or 2 big uns. But the problem nowadays is if you're going to add 1 or 2 big uns, then it's 200 million quid.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool need a couple big uns.
However, I mean, we do know that Manchester United look like they have something left to spend.
The kit man, one of the most important cogs in a football club's machine. But it's not just laundry and hanging up shirts in dressing rooms. Oh no, it's hours of dedication and a real love of the game. Every club does it slightly differently, but ultimately the kit man's the guy washing the training gear, repairing holes, cleaning boots, and that's before they even think about the match day. The day before a home game, a kit man will already be at the stadium making sure the kit is ready to be laid out, and if anything needs doing in terms of printing, stitching, cleaning, it gets done. On the day, the kit men are almost the first ones there in the morning. They're unloading kit from the training ground, medical bags, anything else a player or a coach may need between their arrival and full time. Once things are in full swing, they actually help with the warm-up too. When the whistle goes and the match kicks off, it's the one time a kit man can put his feet up. At full time, if they're at home, it's easy. All the kit goes in the washing machines, dries and is ready for use within the next 24 hours. Away from home, it's a different story though. If you're a kit man for Spurs, for example, you can't exactly use the machines at St James's Park. So it's back into the van, or onto the chartered flight, back to the training ground, wash everything there, and be ready to go again for the next game. Some might have to go to Europe a day later, so the pressure is definitely on. Working for a football club might look glamorous on the face of it, but we salute those who dedicate their lives to scraping mud off boots and washing a millionaire's underpants.
It's time once again for the birthday spread. A very simple game in which Andy Jacobs
people
pulls together 10 birthdays, people who've celebrated a birthday this week. And some will know, some we won't. He'll have a little funny attached to each one, as always, which is kind of the criteria for choosing the people. Somebody will need to keep score, and that will be, as always, the arbiter of all this, Jeff Peters.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say hello to Andy first.
Oh,
Good
yes,
afternoon, Andy.
Hello, Andy.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How is it? A funny spread today?
Yeah, oh, brilliant.
Oh, okay. Well, really? You've got to talk yourself up. No one else
really.
will.
I'd say the same is what I'd say.
Okay. Well, don't touch that dial.
I like it when Andy's in that headset. If you're watching him on telly, he looks like he's about to fly us from Luton to Magaluf.
Yeah, I can see that. That's right. Yeah. You wouldn't be the greatest of pilots if Chelsea were losing and he was the pilot. Crash into a
What's the
mountain.
point?
Jeff, good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon. Some familiar face. It's an all-male spread.
Oh, is it really?
This week? Yeah.
Oh, so it is.
Give it away.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Charlie won last
A
week.
real
and
sausage
trails,
festival.
Oh, okay.
and trails 12-6 this year. And I was directed towards a podcast where they played a game called Gauge the Age, where they guess the ages of people on their birthdays. I'm not going to say whose podcast it is, but let's just say two 50-year-old Geordies who present on telly winning stacks of awards over the last 30 years.
Oh,
Really?
Gauge the age.
Gauge the age.
Does it come with terrible jokes, though?
Wow.
But there's a slight twist, and possibly suggested by lawyers. They guess how old dead celebrities would be now, and also guessing how many years ago things happened.
That's all right.
We're not suing.
That's Gauge the Age.
We're
Welcome
not
to
suing.
Gauge the Age.
They're good lads.
James Adele's been in touch already. Says we're sexist pigs.
Oh yeah.
So there we are. This is your sexist version.
Andy.
Oh, sorry.
Andy's the sexist
Andy's
pig.
the sexist pig.
We've got no control over
It's
it.
the sexist version of the birthday spread. I'm here for it. The sexist spread.
Let's get underway then. Pele and Sergio Mendes.
Okay, we get underway with the cricketer Dominic Cork.
Oh, yeah.
Corky.
Cork, yes, and we were on a cricket tour, actually. It was a typical night out in a posh club. Dominic was dying for a wee, but all we had was a wine bottle. He filled it to the top, and as I handed it back to the waiter, I said, "This wine's corked."
Oh, that's a horrible.
What a horrible joke.
Yeah.
Drinking Dominic Cork's wee.
Dominic, yeah. Latest edition. It's a cricket fanzine. Yeah. What is
it? Sarah Miles.
Harold's not. Yeah.
There we are.
Dominic Cork.
Dominic Cork.
Dominic Cork.
Dominic Cork is 50.
I'd say he's a bit older than that, not much. 53?
55.
Oh, okay. Wearing well. So, what's that done to the scores, Jeff?
It's Paul 2, Charlie 5.
That's right. It's the years we're out, folks. You've never heard this before, where you've been. But, yeah, we have to guess the ages and margin
Gauge
of
the
it.
age. Yeah,
Gauge.
we have
to gauge the age.
You know what?
It's a better name.
Actually.
It's a much better title.
Let's have a look at the age game.
Why don't we nick it and call it Gauge the Age from now on? Okay. On to birthday number 2. I'll lead us off. Here we go.
Okay, it's the rapper and music producer Curtis Blow.
Oh, yeah.
Curtis Blow.
Oh, blimey.
Actually, his full name, his full name is Curtis Blofeld. No relation, but every time I see him, he says, "How are you doing, my dear old thing?" And I've just seen an empty bus 29 going down Fifth Avenue. He's related, you see.
Yeah.
Curtis Blofeld.
Yeah, get a job, Curtis.
Curtis Blow's got to be getting on now, hasn't he? You're into, you know Curtis Blow, won't you?
Yeah, of course I know
I'd
who
say,
he is,
yeah, I know he is, but I'm just trying to think how old he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's been 64?
Curtis Blow?
Have I gone too old?
I don't know, Paul. I'm going to shock you now. I don't know who he is.
Oh, you do?
I don't know who.
You know, he's been around a long time on the music
Blow.
scene. Yeah.
Curtis Blow, if you said 64?
Yeah.
60.
67.
Oh,
wrong way, Reed.
I wasn't far off.
He had a big hit called The Breaks, which was in 1980.
These are the breaks. Yes,
which
good
was an
track.
amazing
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Didn't even make the top 40 in the UK,
it's a
but an
great
incredible, groundbreaking record that sold a lot in
Worked
America.
with lots of people, Jeff, hasn't he, over the years as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Paul is on 5, Charlie 12.
Okay, 5, 12.
That wasn't a very funny topper, was it?
No, not really.
Factual.
But it was it. We've learned some. We've learned someone's.
Jeff.
We've learned someone's kind of ripped us off, but not quite. And we've learned a bit about Curtis Blow.
Very much like Gauge the Age.
Sometimes you need to go on a fact hunt.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you certainly do.
You said it.
You certainly do. On to birthday number 3.
It's the racing driver, Nigel Mansell.
Oh, yeah.
One of Paul's better impersonations, I'd say.
I haven't
Nigel
done it for
Mansell.
such a long time.
I know.
You know, I just. I know. You know, I don't think I could do
Throwing
it
you there,
anymore.
Okay.
You'd have to hear him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
We used to be good mates, actually.
I can't really do it anymore. It sounds a bit like a car trying to
Worst
start.
impressionist ever. Do it for us. No,
No, I can't do it anymore.
We used to be good mates, but I think I must have upset him with something I said because he's blocked me on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I've been manselled.
He's been manselled.
Charlie's been manselled. Andy's been
That'll be Ant and Dec's next show. You've been manselled.
You've been manselled. Featuring Gauge the Age.
Nigel Mansell turns up and he tries to get you involved in a conversation that'll get you cancelled.
Yeah.
I'm a former Formula One racing driver. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to impersonate him.
It was a bit more. That was a bit more Lenny Godber, but I liked it. It was good.
It was good.
Where were
Is it me?
It's you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nigel Mansell is... Then, I think he would have been that. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
68.
That's a good guess, Charlie. I was going to say something similar. I was going to say 66.
No, he's 73.
Oh.
Amazing, really. Who would have thought it?
Good night.
73. Wow, we. Okay, so
Paul 7 out onto 12. Charlie 5 out onto 17 after 3.
Okay, not bad.
Engage the age.
long ago, does it? Engage the Age. Yeah, new show.
Engage the age.
Okay, birthday.
You've been manselled. You get Nigel Mansell wrong every week.
Yeah, that's it. Birthday number 4, Andy.
It's the boxer.
I've been manselled. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
No, the boxer and former world heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury.
Oh.
Tyson Fury. And before he was married, actually, Tyson was dating the supermodel Elle Macpherson.
Oh.
But when he ended it, she was very unhappy and wanted revenge. Elle hath no fury.
Oh, okay.
Very
Well,
nice.
that's nice. Yeah.
I love you, my wife.
Your daughter. So I'd say well, Tyson's probably, what is he, about 40? Is he 40
I love
yet?
you, my wife.
40.
40.
40.
I think he's younger than that.
Yeah, he could be younger than that.
38.
Ooh, spot on. 38.
Standard. Not standard.
Banbury Cake.
So Charlie stays on.
Charlie.
Yeah.
So cheating Charlie stays on 17. Paul 2 out onto 14. 3 the gap.
Wow.
After 4.
A good battle, this.
Apparently, you are allowed to cheat on Gauge the Age.
I bet you can. Engage they
That's what sets this game apart.
Yeah.
It's honesty. It's innate honesty. So on to birthday number 5 to take us into half time, Andy.
It's the co-founder of Apple Computers, Steve Wozniak. Wozniak.
Yeah.
And he still likes to play guitar, actually, in a tribute band. You should hear their version of Walk the Dinosaur by Was Not Wozniak.
Very good.
Boom,
Very
boom,
good.
shakalaka laka boom.
Indeed.
Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
That's it. And just
They were
some of the words.
Just
from
words,
that-
not a
Saying the
topper.
words
Just
of it.
words.
It was doing.
Just words, not a topper.
It was doing Leonard Cohen's version of it there. So,
Well, I could do the Graham Courtney version. Open the door, get on the floor. And, you have to say you really do. Everybody really the dinosaur. We really did.
it really did.
Yeah, there's a shot coming in 27 minutes.
Was not was.
It really was.
There really was not was.
It really. So
That's really good.
They started saying that when you go to the Royal History Museum, though, yeah? Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
They go, open the floor, open the door, get on the floor.
Yes,
That's what they do. Right, okay.
it's you, Charlie, isn't it?
Yes, it's me.
Yeah. It's not Don Was, is it? It's who was
Age concern.
Steve Wozniak.
Matt in Sussex.
Age concern.
Suggests as a new title.
Another title for the
Age
birthday
concerned.
spread.
Age concern.
Yeah, that's good. Age concern. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember who we're talking about.
A game for the age.
Steve Wozniak.
Steve Wozniak of
Steve
Apple
Wozniak,
Computers.
Apple
Started it
Computers.
with Steve Jobs.
Not a clue. Not a clue. 69.
It's a pretty good guess. 67.
76.
Oh, I'm having a mare today. I'm wrong way
Bums are
Regals.
guessing.
Trombones.
Absolutely wrong way Regals. So, Jeff, we go to half time with the scores at what?
It's very tight. Paul 9 out onto 23. Charlie 7 out onto 24. So just one in it at the halfway stage. And just a quick happy birthday to former cricketer Tim Murtagh.
Yeah.
I was with him on a super fast train heading to a football match at Brisbane Road. It was great to see Murtagh on the Orient Express.
They're big.
Come on.
Has anybody ever done a murder? I'm not sure they
I don't
have.
know.
There's been a mutter.
It could be a first. Let us know how you're getting on. talksport.com/H&J. You can text to 81089 or tweet to TSH&J. We'll bring you the best of the half.
Hashtag gauge the age.
Hashtag gauge the age. Hashtag age concern. That's coming up shortly. We're here as always with our very good friends at Tool Station. First up, Tool Station.
Honestly, I've seen a few messages today and you go, yeah, that O'Hara and Gabby, they're talking rubbish, need to get rid of them. You know, Rory talks sense. I'm like, having a laugh.
Yeah, that was me. That was me saying that. Yeah. I've been commenting. I've been God, those two have been terrible. Look at those two giggling away.
Brennan Johnson, listen, fair play to him. He had a little bite. And that's fine. Got no problem with a player having a bite back because it's all part and parcel of working in the media, being a footballer. You're going to take criticism. He obviously didn't like the fact we said it was crap for crap. What he didn't realise, and I'm sure...
That's weird of him, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously he's not going to like that. But, you know, it was only a bit of a laugh. But, you know, I get it. People are going to... You can get the ump with things. I've been called crap plenty of times. Get called crap every single day of the week. Don't take it personal. All right? It is what it is. He has been crap.
Yeah, I think that's
like,
the point.
I'm sorry, but, you know, like, I'm not saying he's a bad player. Anyone who plays Premier League football, anyone who does what he's done, fair play. Brilliant. Last season, Brennan Johnson was crap.
Yeah.
He would be the first to admit it. And hopefully he goes to Everton and he does all right. And Dwight McNeil goes the other way. I like Dwight McNeil. I think he's a good player. But his stats is what we were talking about on the show, me and Gabby, were crap.
Yeah.
So there's no apology needed. I know Gabby bottled it like he always does.
He blamed you. He said it was you.
He tried to throw me under the bus. Not the first time. Won't be the last. You know, but I'll stand by it. Like...
No,
I think against Brennan Johnson.
I think you're right.
He's got all the attributes to be a decent player.
Yeah, I think
last
you're right.
season he was crap.
So time for the second half.
Absolutely right, Paul.
Time for the second of putting the world to rights in the break there. Second half of the birthday spread. How's the TalkSport listener faring, Charlie?
Martin, the Spurs fan, it was on 6 after 4. He's now on 40.
Oh dear.
Always slightly pear-shaped with Curtis Blow and the gang, yeah.
14 out halfway. First time watching on YouTube. Are Andy and Jeff related? Jeff from Bristol. I don't know if they are. I
don't think they are.
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
Hi,
Dad.
No. Unless Nicky
Hi, Dad.
Unless Nicky Campbell's about to knock on the door.
Yes, that's it.
You never know.
Long lost relative, yeah.
It's rubbish. I don't even know what you're doing on Talk Ages, Andy, the Chelsea fan. Mark from Torrington got 18 with the direct hit on Cork.
Played.
Very good.
Yeah.
Ageism or plagiarism? The Anton Deck game. That's from Andy.
Can I just apologise for leaving Jeff in a cardboard box outside a hospital 50 years ago?
Trouble is, it was only last week. So, on to birthday number 6, Andy, for me.
A whole new origin story we didn't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yes.
Right, it's the musician from Manfred Mann, Do-Wah Diddy Diddy. They did.
Is that his name?
Do-Wah Diddy Diddy.
Do-Wah Diddy David Hamilton.
That's what it says here. Do-Wah Diddy Diddy. Mike Hug.
Did he?
Mike Hug.
Mike Hug.
Yeah.
Well, Mike's a massive fan, actually. The former Hungarian international striker, Laszlo Kiss. Every year when the families get together, it's all hugs and kisses. Of course it would be.
He's a big fan of the former Newcastle striker who scored so many goals, the mighty Quinn.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. I'd say Mike Hug.
Wish you were near that cardboard box, to be honest.
Manfred Mann.
Wish it was a bit colder, if I'm honest, when you were left.
Oh, that's very hard.
That was I apologise, Jeff.
Dignitas, that one. You know, we've gone Dignitas, we've gone cardboard boxes.
Very hard. 79, I'm going to say. 79.
79.
What do you think?
76.
84.
Oh, blimey. Come on with him.
She was just a walking down the street.
I can't walk down the street anymore. So what's
do what did?
It's not that old.
Mad.
Mike would probably beat me over 100 metres.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the
I
score?
doubt he's 84.
Oh,
I'd like to see that, right?
Yeah, I would too.
Paul is 5 out on his guess, so he's on 28. Charlie was 8 out, so he's on 32. 4 in it, 4 to go.
Okay, on to birthday number 7.
Okay, it's the broadcaster and former political editor at ITN from 86 to 2000, Michael Brunson.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Brunson.
Brunson,
And he lent me an untraceable phone once when I needed to conduct some nefarious activities. It was very useful to have a Brunson burner.
That's where we went to there, yes. Could you tell me what he does for a living, please?
Yeah.
Again, Andy?
He was on ITN.
He was on ITN.
ITN.
What years? You said some years.
Yes, 86 to 2000.
Oh, yeah. And he retired.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 26 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, 83.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. Good at the game, Paul.
86.
He is, in fact, 86.
Oh!
Uncle Michael.
Did you see the acting then from Bald? Yes, he's such a cheat. It's unbelievable. Did you see him then? I was saying, what would that? Oh, that's a good guess, Charlie.
Part of the Brunson Eldridges, I'd say.
Yeah. 86.
Michael Brunson, OBE, 86. So Paul Direct Hit stays on 28. Charlie was 3 out, so he's on 35. So 7 is the gap, 3 to go, and Paul to go first.
Losing last week, you cannot cope with it. He's got like a shiny showbiz face about him. Actually, an evil, hard man.
Okay, on to birthday number 8. Engage the age.
Diplomatic
Gauge
editor.
the rage.
Yes.
Diplomatic editor
Yeah.
and columnist of the Times,
yes.
Roger Boys. And I was with.
Come
No,
on,
no.
Andy. Step
That's his-
away from me.
Nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I was with Roger
Shut up,
last
Charlie.
week. You see, I'm much more wholesome. I was with
Come on.
Roger last week when we bumped into a French football correspondent, Julien Laurent. Apparently, they went to school together, which would explain why Jules was so formal. Hello, boys.
there we are.
Fantastic.
Very
Go for
nice.
PSG. Thank God for that. I'd say...
Everybody
I hadn't
move
thought
on.
about that. It's a good name, though, isn't it, really?
Roger is... Leave it. I'd say...
Was he on Captain Pugwash in the 80s?
I think he was, actually.
It's got a bit like the eclipse. It's got a bit dark, hasn't it? This is
When I said leave it, I'd say 60...
I'm in a clip.
61.
61.
Yeah.
But I don't even know who he is. What did he do?
Can we move on to the next birthday as quickly as possible?
64.
Mr. Boys. Mr. Boys, the
64.
columnist from the Times.
Yeah, 61 and 64 we've gone.
No, 74.
Oh, blimey. Okay.
So it's Paul 41,
yes,
Charlie 45. So 4 in it with 2 to go.
That was 2.
Okay, 4 in it with 2 to go. Handy. Okay, on to the next birthday.
You knew I'd bite there.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it to that point.
And away.
Naive.
Yes. Yeah.
Birthday number 9, Andy. Welcome back. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, he may have appeared before.
Yeah,
it's Ron Mayle. And we were starring in a low-budget pancake together.
You know
actually.
Ron Mayle is.
Yeah,
no.
from the Sparks.
Yeah.
From Sparks.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Not the Sparks.
No, Sparks. We were sharing the role of the Ugly Sisters. We even had to share a costume, which I found too tight. I said to Ron, this gown ain't big enough for the both of us.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice.
Good boys, Ron Mayle.
Yeah.
It's Boise today, isn't it? It's all over the
Ron Mayle.
Ron Mayle. It's like he's being questioned. You see him. I know a man. I've seen a man before. What's his name? Ron Mayle.
Ron Mayle.
He had that little moustache, didn't he?
Daily Mail, funny little moustache.
Still has, hasn't he? Yeah.
Ron Mayle. And
Come
I
on,
think
Charlie.
they
He's
are-
a year older than he was last
Hang
year.
on a minute. I think they are in their 73. I think I've gone too old, Paul.
7. No, I know you have. 72.
No, 81.
Oh. No. Really?
Yeah, he was 72 when we started.
Oh, okay. What, today's show? So what's the scores, Jeff? We're not playing very well today.
Nah, it's not great.
I tell you what, it's very close. Paul 9 out on that guess, so
much
he is on
laughter.
50.
Yeah.
Charlie 8 years out on 53.
He's in the perfect.
Wow.
Too much
Very
laughter today. People are enjoying it too much.
He's in the perfect
Very
slot
close.
here.
Absolute waste of time.
I have to go first, so Charlie is just waiting to pick me off. 3
well.
difference. It's advantage Charlie, very much so.
Hear it in his
Next
voice.
birthday.
The panic in his voice.
Okay, it's the famous illustrator. He illustrated Pippi Longstocking.
Oh, wow.
It's Tony Ross.
All right.
Tony Ross, illustrator of Pippi Longstocking. Actually, he's a very big Leeds fan.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
he's just illustrated a book for young supporters about one of the club's midfielders. It's called Pippi Longstaff.
Oh, that's good. I like that. 97. I'm going high.
I think that's good. Well, if I got 3,
3.
so I need 4.
Yeah.
Well, you said
97.
Yeah,
I've been bold.
Well, I think you've done well here.
What do you think?
You've been bold on 97.
Yeah.
That's sad for you, isn't it?
Yeah. 97. What are you
And
going
I've
with,
got
Charlie?
4.
Time's a
Well, he's
pressing.
not going to be 101. Yeah, no, he will be 101. And I'm going to kick out of the studio.
Yeah.
Right. What have I got?
You can say 90.
94. No, because then it'd be even, wouldn't it? It'd be a draw.
Okay, sorry, yeah, that's it.
93.
Wrong way, Regals. He's 88.
Oh, okay. No, he's not wrong way, Regals. I said 97.
Oh, sorry, I got it. Sorry, I was just concentrating on Ant and Deck's scores. Ant got 82, and Deck was on 93.
Sham again.
I'm not sure. I can understand that Andy was distracted because I can hear Sue's crying in the background. That Charlie has won 58-59. It's back-to-back wins, but Paul leads 12-7 this year.
Well,
that was a lot of fun, by the way.
I've enjoyed
that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Way to go managing the tension there at the end there.
Yeah, really.
Sorry about that.
Gauge the Age really went up in popularity at the end of that.
I'm gonna listen to Gauge the Age next week.
Me too.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you,
Our phone
Andy.
friend, please, Paul.
And thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
And Charlie, you're back Saturday with Max.
Back Saturday with Max.
I'll be back
10 till
1?
12.
10 till 12. I'll be back with Andy tomorrow. Clips of the week and all that. Do hope you can join us. Have a fine evening. Drive is up next. Benty is back this afternoon alongside Jamie O'Hara. Have a good evening.
or two players in Man United in with a shout at the title. What do you think, Gabby?
No, I think Champions League will take a lot out of that squad of players. I look at right backs, Mazraoui, Dalot, not good enough. Centre backs, they need cover there as well. Shesko, listen, he done okay last season, double figures. He's got to be at it this season. They've got a very good squad of players, Jeff, but if they don't get 2 or 3 top players in certain roles, I don't think they can fight for the title. I think top 4 again and get out the group stage of the Champions League will be a very good season.
Yeah, I mean, they've not been too busy in the transfer market, to say the least. They've brought in Yuri Tielemans, they've brought in Andre Santos. Ben Foster thinks one of those is the signing of the summer.
I still think Yuri Tielemans